a lot of cuisines are Arabic related, Afghan related cuisines are there. You get the best shakshukas. There is this Yemeni food court. Oh my goodness, that was some. And mandi, be it Turkish style wraps and everything, you'll get it. Then if you're done with it, you can go to nice fruit juice center and have a good shedud malai and a whole lot of muskmelon juice. Oh my goodness. That is some.
You are salivating, Anand.
I know.
Oh my God, what is this malai thing?
It's mulberry malai. Oh my goodness. That is, and have the muskmelon juice. They have a whole list of desserts that you can go bonkers. I'm not even kidding.
Hello there, and welcome to another episode of Misadventures of a Sneaker. Today, we are taking you to the city of Nizams, or the city of pearls.
Or like our guest says, a city with the best biryani, Hyderabad. He in fact referred to the city in many ways like...
It's a different feel altogether. That's a beautiful picture altogether. That's a different thing altogether. It's a different experience altogether.
Hi there, I'm Godly, and with me is...
Yoo-hoo! Revati here.
So today we have Anand, and oh my god, I'm so full of words to describe Anand. He is a dear friend, an amazing human, a treasure trove of stories. He is a history buff, extreme food lover, or should I say biryani lover. And pretty much the ambassador of Hyderabad in our eyes.
100%, 100%. Hi, Anand.
Hello, Anand.
Hi Godly, hi Revati. It's a good day. I'm very much honored to be part of this amazing podcast where you actually talk about traveling and the passion for travel. And I'm very much honored to be talking about the city I love.
One of your favorite cities in India?
For sure. Like not even without a doubt, basically. Yeah. Talking about Hyderabad, it's a melting pot. And actually, the one thing that always mesmerized me, like me about Hyderabad is how it's a melting pot, even after not having some sort of it's landlocked as we all know. Still, a lot of people from a lot of cultures have been there. And in a juncture of history, everybody wanted that piece of land and everybody wanted to fight for that land. And that has mesmerized me like more than anything, basically. Is it the people? Is it the food? Is it the land itself? What is it actually? So that is a
very true.
Day trips or a trip might not capture the essence of Hyderabad. People will think this would be Hyderabad. But again, I don't know. Like even after 5 years, I can't explain Hyderabad properly, basically.
So where are you from, Anand? As pre-Hyderabad days.
Yeah, I'm from Kerala. I'm from this place called Trivandrum, the southernmost point of India. So,
of course,
I spent my 22 years in Trivandrum before shifting to Hyderabad in 2018. But again, the Trivandrum was a different feeling. It was very much sea facing. We are all the beach people and all, and there was apprehensions about going to Hyderabad. Like, will I miss the beaches? Will I miss the seafood and everything? But yeah, and that shift was amazing, actually.
Awesome. Did you get a chance to listen to our podcast that we did on Kerala and this guy who did his cycle trip across?
Yeah. And I'm impressed with his whole, journey, and that too in a cycle, because Kerala's terrains need, I'm very much scared of Kerala's terrains, and that too in a cycle. He did a pretty impressive job. So
yeah. We actually got a bunch of comments after this episode released, from listeners saying that, wow, this is such an interesting solo road trip. Awesome. I'm great. You loved it. We'll be linking up the episode in our show notes. So give it a listen.
Yeah. I loved all your podcasts, and one about Madhya Pradesh, basically. And that also, caught my, I have my heart. It was very much detailed about places in Madhya Pradesh. So, and I loved Madhya Pradesh also during my traveling days. So that's one state if after Hyderabad I would have talked about would have been Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah, Madhya Pradesh also has like everything. Like it has history, it has forests,
True.
it has ruins,
True.
and
True.
also great food.
Oh, yes, that's one of my favorite episodes too. I loved Kirti's description and especially her wildlife stories. We will also put the link of that episode in our show notes for anyone who's curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. So are you like a avid traveler? I think you're a photographer also, right?
Yeah, I am. I am very much passionate about photography. I like photography. I will not call myself a photographer because I have huge respect for other people who are plying the trade. But I love taking photos. I love capturing moments. I love capturing people. So and that one bit actually, with the travel with to document something. I recently started scribbling. I recently started sketching, and also that is a recent thing. Before that, how I used to capture moments was uh, photography itself. So that is one way I express how I feel in a travel, basically.
Oh, so sketching means like what? You like make sketch notes of, for example, if you're visiting Charminar, you make a sketch note, a sketch of Charminar or something like that. Or how does your
Yeah.
story flow?
Yeah. So basically, right now I've started sketching. The people might have a chai in front of Charminar, so they might have
Oh.
a little moment. Like, they might talk about something. They might talk about something passionate over a chai. And Hyderabadi chai is something that can actually, make people talk. There is a lot of passion going with chai, basically. So that is something I try to sketch, but that is a recent hobby. That is, going forward, I hope I can take it up as well.
Yeah, I've seen your pictures, but I've never seen your sketches though. Like, I'd love to see some of your sketches.
Yeah, I will take and I'll give you pictures of mine as well.
Thanks.
Yeah, and to broader that, I used to capture in a very in a very basic phone, and also like a week back I bought a Pixel and also how to up the ante. So like that is
Pixel, me too.
yes.
The best camera actually. More
Actually,
than the best camera, the best photo processing. It has got fantastic processing. Yeah.
I am very much impressed with that
Very
phone
impressed.
actually. Because now I have to travel like
Now it's December. December is vacation month. Just head out. I tell you, Anand.
yeah,
You have the phone. Pass nikal jao.
yeah. So that is the plan. And
Awesome.
listening to your podcast, I'm like, I want to just head out.
Yeah.
And your podcasts are amazing and it's inspiring people to travel as well. I just have to
Oh, thank you, Anand. You're my favorite already. Okay. I get such FOMO listening to the podcast myself that in December I'm doing a weekend trip. I'm going. So we did a podcast on the entire Ponniyin Selvan tour, the trail, and I hadn't been to those temples. So in December I have booked my tickets to go and see the temples, which are the grand living Chora temples in Tanjavur. So I am a crazy FOMO person, and it's happening to me as well. So I can imagine the FOMO working on others as well.
Great. With the Ponniyin Selvan tour, you will not be regretting that decision. Not even 1 minute, basically.
Oh, I'm very excited.
Yeah.
Great. So Anand, Godly said that you have stories. So she spoke to you about. She said you're a bucket of stories, like lot of travel stories, experiences, conversations, and all that. So a lot of our listeners, and actually even Godly and me included, we don't know you that well, and I'm sure our listeners are curious to know you better. So we thought we'll get to know you a little better by some travel related questions that we would like to ask you.
Perfect. Sure. Yeah.
I've only heard that you travel a lot and you've traveled a lot because of work as well. But otherwise, what kind of a traveler are you? Like a budget traveler, solo traveler, or someone who likes to take breaks, chill worker? Like I like to go and chill.
Not at all a chill traveler. Would like as budget as possible, and and as I've did hitchhiking before. I've did solo traveling before. So, and not a biking sort of a traveler, but I am a somebody who goes on foot, walks a lot during the traveling, get to know a lot of people, and yeah, it's not it's very much budget. I look at my finances. I just don't want to break a bank, and I just want to just travel, get the experience, sometimes crash with a random stranger and get to know them. It has been a wonderful experience because I think I started solo traveling at the age of 18 when
Mhm.
I did a Hampi trail, basically Hampi, Bidar, Pattadakal, and all the nearby places. That was my first foray into solo traveling. Even though I was that experience kind of shaped me how to navigate that whole process, because the first travel itself actually made me understand that it would be mentally challenging, because you might get health issues in the middle, and all, how to navigate that, and how people will help you in a lot of processes, and how people will help you in everything possible. It's just that you have to ask, and that is something I've learned during that period, and a lot of friends I've got from all those travels that I carry till now. That has been a different experience altogether. We don't stay connected, but we 2 years after, I call them, are you free on those dates? And if they are free, we go for a 2-3 days to Orcha, to all, like right now I'm in Sonipat, so all those nearby places to Gwalior, Datia, Orcha, and all. So that's how I used to connect with people. Even now, I connect with people during travels, basically.
So my next very obvious question is going to be conversations with strangers. So you said you do meet strangers, you sometimes even crash with them.
Yeah.
And of course, you're keeping in touch with several of your friends that you said that you've made you
Yeah.
travel.
Yeah.
Can you think of one of the most amazing conversation or a most amazing incident that you had with a complete stranger? Something that's really, you can't forget it. It's just there on top of your head.
Oh, there are a lot, and there is particularly one. Okay, I met this person. I was traveling to Madhya Pradesh and was having a conversation, and he was talking about how he gets a lot of inspiration for his artworks, for his he gets ideas for comics from a lot of his travels. And even coming to Delhi, he got an idea for a sci-fi comic that actually translates to a lot of wasteland sort of a dystopic world, where that is a different thing altogether. And that kind of blew my mind. And second conversation,
Wow.
that second conversation is particularly about Hyderabad. And
Tell us.
that was like mind blowing, because this person is a native of Hyderabad, and his forefathers were part of the Telangana armed rebellion and all. So
Oh.
so that was an interesting conversation, because this person was a treasure trove of a lot of Hyderabadi things, and it went from a mundane conversation over a chai in Hyderabad to something that was mind blowing. We had a conversation at the bylanes of this place called Mallapalli, where you get the most amazing shawarmas in Hyderabad. So
Okay.
at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it was a different thing altogether.
Was it during Ramadan time, or usually 3 o'clock in the morning this place is up?
Basically, on those days, you actually get to experience the Kavali nearby this place called Mallapalli. That is this place called Yusufain Dargah. This is where Hyderabad's Kavali scenes are very much alive and still kicking. And from 10 o'clock to 3:30 in the morning, they have Kavali sessions. And this area is actually up during that time. Old
Wow.
Hyderabad during this time is a different
Vibe.
different vibe altogether, basically.
Very cool. Very cool. Wow. Meeting someone who knows this much of almost personal history, because you're saying his forefathers were in the Telangana rebellion and
Telangana.
all that. It must have been really cool with the number of stories you could have come up with. Wow.
Yeah. That was like mind blowing because it actually introduced me to a lot of Telangana specific movies, Telangana armed rebellion specific movies. Like 1980s, there was this movie called Ma Bhumi. That actually, there are a lot of revolutionary, like how the whole Telangana armed rebellion shaped up, how it was a people movement, how the land redistribution happened during that period, and how it was bloody, and whole Operation Polo, and how it is in the memories of their forefather. It was a different, like I just had to listen to him. That was a different.
Correct. He's like one script writer of himself. The movie
True.
you said is Ma Bhumi, right?
Yeah.
And you both came out right after experiencing Kawali there.
Yeah.
That must have been such an unique experience, no? Like,
It's a different experience altogether. You just have to, even after a like difficult day of work at 8:39, you are there. 10 o'clock they start. Like then you are sitting there. Then you are just immersing into that experience. I'm like not even kidding. I just 2-3 hours. I can't even keep track of time at that time, at that point. Then we'll go back to our homes the next morning, 6:30 in the morning. So that is one day.
And then you have work on Friday.
Yeah. I'm
It's
not
okay. It's worth it. Once in a while, we can sacrifice sleep. Big.
True.
I agree. That too, for such a unique experience. So I have lived in Hyderabad for a couple of years myself.
Okay.
And I have a huge bunch of relatives in Hyderabad. So when I was growing up, many of my summer vacations, were in Hyderabad.
Yeah.
And very often it happens that when one lives in the city, they don't really explore the city that much. So my cousins used to wait for us to come to Hyderabad, take us out and chalo ghumne nikalte hain. So I have seen a lot of Hyderabad when I was, a kid.
Yeah.
But I've seen it so many times that a lot of it is very fresh in my mind. A little bit of refresh happened when I came and stayed there once I started working. So Hyderabad is a little close to me as well because, I've been there so many times. And in spite of that, I have not heard of this Kawali lane and this Kawali experience myself. So this is very unique for me as well. So, wow. Must have been something.
True. And it's adding on to that, there is a lot of that whole lane, that whole place is a different thing altogether. Even the history of Yusuf and Dargah is a bit distorted because a lot of people doesn't want to admit that these two saints. There is a queer reading of this whole Dargah basically, and the prayer area is the same. So that shrine itself has a different, vibe altogether because with a lot of history and even with the Qawwali that has been sung to the saints, there is a different meaning altogether. So it's a magical place.
Nice. Oh, this has an interesting history behind it as well.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So I think we are like diving deep into Hyderabad and its, stories already. So now when we start talking about Hyderabad, like say your best friend's coming to Hyderabad for the first time, like how would you start? You start at a high.
I will start, I will give them all the, it's a sensation overload. If you go to Charminar, that is one place I will take them to because it's chaos, it's beauty, it's everything. The first, reaction would be, oh my God, this many people. What should I focus? There is shopping, there is food, there is Charminar itself, there is Star Command, there is everything that is surrounding. So, what do you focus? So, that overload of sensory overload, we have to present them. Then we actually immerse them into experience. So, that is one place I'll start them. It's more like, Charminar Darshan sort of a thing.
Correct.
Then you are, into the whole mood. You actually see the Charminar, have a chai at Nimra, go have a Shadud Malai nearby, then taste biryani either at Shadab or Zishan or
But these
nearby.
are very difficult terms that you're using. Okay, what is char khaman? I first heard char
Okay.
khaman. Is it a
Char
food? Is it a monument?
Charkaman are the four gates of Hyderabad.
gates.
But yeah,
True.
let's very, very good point. Now let us start with
True.
And the food names also, I'm very confused because I know shawarma. With chai, I got it. After that, I lost it. Like, what are these food?
very
Sorry.
good point. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll start with so wow. So Charminar itself is like a god monument, an amazing trust. It takes your breath away. I know
True.
50,000 50 lakh people होंगे उधर.
True.
50 lakh में से 40 lakh shopkeepers ही होंगे. Madam,
Right.
madam, you'll have all that happening.
Hmm.
But Charminar itself, tell us something about Charminar, its story.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you see Charminar?
Charminar, I get to have a it's more like a homecoming sort of a thing when I actually see Charminar, and it gives me peace in a sense. Because its history is also much more related to end of plague in 1591, and that's so Muhammad Quli Qutub Shah actually built the monument to honor Allah, and because of the end of plague that happened on those years. So it's basically, it gives you that sort of we all have experienced pandemics, and
Yes. Yeah.
so we have to we know what it feels like to be in a pandemic, and
Yeah.
how peaceful to be out of that whole, I don't know, like that 2 years have just how do you feel like to be out in the open? We are just getting to know it right now. And 1591, where everything was it's a different generation, it's a different thing altogether. But the effect of a pandemic, again, it is universal. It is what do you say?
Across ages, across eras,
across
across
eras.
everything. Yeah.
True.
You have put it in such a beautiful way. I mean, it's very true.
Yeah, so I think that is the thing basically. Some person in 2022 identify with some person from 1500s, like, and we are there, and we just passed that, and you might have also passed that, and you built a monument to commemorate that whole pandemic. So that's
How beautiful, Anand. That was really very nice. I mean, even I read about this whole commemoration thing and all of that, but the way you put it is like very relatable, very nice. So one can actually climb up or go up.
Yeah. You can climb up the Charminar, and you can see the Mecca Masjid from, and that's a beautiful picture altogether, because Mecca Masjid is also it gives you an inner peace where you go there and just be there nearby the pond, nearby the mosque masjid. So when you are there watching the Mecca Masjid atop the Charminar, it's a different thing altogether. Then you actually
Sorry. The Mecca Masjid is in Hyderabad only. We're not talking about the Mecca thing. Like
no.
the Mecca. Okay.
Another level eyesight चाहिए होगा. The Mecca Masjid in Hyderabad is actually made from the soil of that was brought from Mecca actually.
True.
That's why the name of Mecca Masjid is because of that. That the soil actually Mecca se hai.
True.
Itna sara soil to make a masjid over there.
No, not the entire mosque. Just a central arc or something only in this Mecca Masjid is actually made from the sand that was got from the actual Mecca. But it's a really cool thing how they did it that time.
True.
But it's supposed to be one of the largest mosques in India.
True.
And it's very beautiful.
True. And a lot of intricate works and a lot of floral patterns is a beautiful thing altogether. Even with Charminar, you will see a lot of floral patterns. You will see motifs like Shirdal. Shirdal is something that I would like to refer. Basically, you would see 3 animals in the whole Charminar. That would be a peacock or a Shirdal. Shirdal is a griffin, by the way.
Griffin. Oh, okay.
So Shirdal has reference towards the Iranian mythology, where Shirdal is a mythological creature which protects wealth. So that is why Shirdal is in an inscription in Golconda as well as Charminar. So you can see shirdals and you can see peacocks and you can see the Indian mythological. Again, Yali. Yali is also a mix between lion and another animal. So that's a different thing altogether. So we can, whenever you go to Charminar, try to find a shirdal basically. That is your next.
I have to go back. Wow. This yali is actually there in many other, for example, Khajuraho and all that also has yalis, sculptures and all of that. So, wow. But this is very nice. I have not noticed this at all in Charminar. So, yes, like you said, zaruri hai wapas jana. And if you have any pictures of, all of these sculptures or something in Charminar or in Golconda, please share it with us. We'd like to put it up in our blog, which we publish with every episode.
Yeah, for sure.
Fantastic. Is there any tip that you would like to share for a person who's visiting Charminar Monument itself?
Yeah, the tip would be go in the daytime when there is no people and make sure that you go up and see all the shops and all. That's a different color palette, and you see all the shamianas, all the umbrellas, and it's a different colors. The people from up top, it's a different thing altogether. Then there is a lot of heritage monuments that is lining up towards Charminar. So there are a lot of monuments that you can spot while you are atop Charminar. So make sure that you go atop Charminar. So, and make sure that you spot all the floral patterns and do some sort of a...
What's a shamiana though?
Wedding shamiana, jahan pe, think of a pandal, the cloth on top. A cloth on top with bamboo things supporting it. Like it gives you shade. It gives you shade.
Yeah.
So many of these old markets will have a lot of shamianas that, like when people walk through, you'll have shops on either side, but you have a shamiana on top. And each shamiana's cloth will be different color. One will be red, one will be yellow, one will be green, one will be red, yellow, green. So it will like your eyes will like ting, 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 ting. Wow, what am I experiencing?
True. Thank you, Revati, for stepping in. And whenever I am just stuck, Revati is in, like,
I talk 25 to a dozen, okay?
That's great. Thank you for stepping in. I'm honored, actually.
Hey, come on. Okay, so I have solidly experienced Charminar and I get down, and now where do you take me next?
Next, like, are you in the mood for food, or can we go straight to other monuments? So that would be the question I'll ask my
If
friend.
I want breakfast, then what? Like, because if we are starting really early to avoid the crowd, I might want breakfast before we head to the other places.
Okay, well, like then you have all the dosa bandis nearby. There are bandi, there is Lakshman ki bandi, so you can go near.
Bandi means shops?
Shop, yeah. Lakshman ki bandi, actually, so these are shops which will serve you the Begum Bazaar dosa. Nobody will tell the dosa as Begum Bazaar dosa, but it's actually a Begum Bazaar. Begum Bazaar is an area from Hyderabad where in 1970s they innovated this sort of a dosa with upma in it, and also it's very heavy.
Oh, this is like that. Like that, some peserettu is called a
MLA dosa.
MLA dosa.
Yeah.
That also got upma inside thing, no?
This is not this. The upma mix is there to make it much more heavier, because this is more like a worker's breakfast.
Okay.
Because one dosa, 25 to 30 rupees, it will fill you up like anything, and then you can go to work. Give us any work, we'll do that. So that sort of a breakfast it is. So it's called a Begum Bazaar dosa. I don't think apart from Hyderabad you won't be having that access to that dosa anywhere else. And even though the typical Hyderabadis might not refer to this as Begum Bazaar dosa, but its history tells that it is called Begum Bazaar dosa. So
when I go to this Ram ki bandi or Lakshman,
bandi.
Yeah, and I can just ask for Begum Bazaar dosa and they'll give serve it to me.
Yeah, if you ask them normal dosa, they are going to give you Begum Bazaar dosa. That is the thing.
By default.
So by default, that's the option for dosa. Okay, you're not getting.
Yeah. So
are these proper shops, or are these like thela gadi kinds?
This is the Gadi type, but the thing is, these two shops that I refer to is very much acclaimed, because Ram Ki Bandi It's nearby the Muazzam Jahi market. Again, I'll give you a lot of backdrop about Muazzam Jahi market as well. But and people go late night, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock to have that dosa. So you will see a huge crowd in front of Ramki Bandi, and you will not be surprised. It's a different thing altogether, and they have all sorts of dosas. And they have innovated to a point that some dosas I might not recommend personally, but there are
Any of those names that you can just give a.
it's a pizza dosa and all. I'm like,
Ah.
No. If I go, I want to have a proper dosa,
proper
man.
dosa.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'll not even recommend. But Ramki Bandi, you go in and ask about normal dosa. You will not be disappointed. So these are the breakfast places, the small shops, small bandi. If you are in for a meat eating breakfast, then we are going to Nayab. That is very close by. Hotel Nayab is a beautiful place where we actually there have been multiple instances where we just go in for that mutton keema, paya, and a good
What is
paya.
paya?
Paya, okay. Paya is a broth kind of a dish, predominantly mutton with a good bone marrow piece. There are different variants of paya in different cities. Basically, Delhi you have a different variety of paya, and even Lucknow has a shorba and paya. It's a different. You get a different variety of it. But Hyderabadi paya, I am a fan of Naya
You're
Bala paya.
biased towards
So
Hyderabadi paya.
true. That is bias only. I'll not even shy away from admitting that. So
Both keema and paya mutton based, right?
yeah. So
These
it's
are breakfast items. I would think that these are like dinner items.
nahari, and everything you will get it from Nayab. Nayab is a proper breakfast place where you have to go in and just their botis and everything is there. Everything mutton based. In the morning, Nayab is your place to go. That too nearby Charminar. And you'll be like, oh, I am done for the day. And
Where is the bed? I need to sleep. I've overeaten so much.
That's the problem with Hyderabad. It will, and Hyderabad will actually not let you rest. It will take you to the next place.
I love it. I've heard that this Ramki Bandi and all of them, they like finish off by 7 a.m. and 8 a.m. and all that, no?
Yeah.
How early do I have to wake up to just
It's a
get
2
dosa?
a.m. thing. It starts at like 2 a.m. or something. It finishes off really early. So godly, if you have to do Charminar and then do Ramki Bandi, so really early you have to head there.
I'm anyway awake, but I don't know if I can eat something at 2, 3 a.m. Like eat a heavy dosa and be like, okay, maybe chuck breakfast for the next day and just.
When will you have paya?
Paya comes with lunch, right? I'm assuming if it.
Then when will you have biryani?
Biryani.
I'm not there for a day, right? Anand said that you cannot just do it at a day. I have to feel it. And
But you
also
have to
be
have
there.
paya in Charminar, then paya in Golconda, then paya. So हर दिन clean करना पड़ेगा ना. So 4% overeat करने का. You'll be walking a lot as well, no? सब हो जाएगा.
Right. Yeah. We will walk and we'll digest and we'll go to the next dish, basically.
I love it.
Yeah.
That's how vacation should be. Lots of walking and good local food and great fun. I love this. Fab. Okay. Now पेट भर गया. But I have to stay awake.
You have to stay awake. We'll just go to this place. This is a personal favorite of mine because this is not a very. If you are a radio enthusiast and if you want to watch, we want to see a lot of radios from the past, then there is this one small shop nearby this Nayab called the Mahbub Radio Service. It takes you back to the 1920s, 40s. You are there. It's a different thing altogether. You are watching a lot of vinyls. You're watching a lot of radios. So what sort of radios and what sort of audio equipment? They are the only place that actually repairs the 40, 50-year-old radio. So there is this one small shop that has my heart. Actually, whenever I go nearby Nayab, I try to go to Mahbub to see the chacha, have a small chat and also, and that's a small cute place I would like to suggest as well. And
So do they like also keep these old radios and all on display kinds?
yeah. It's a small shop, but you can see a variety of radios of different companies and all. At some companies we might not even be aware of. Make sure that you will be spellbound by the whole vibe of that small shop. And I don't know, like 20 years down the line, if the shop would be there or not, that again, that is something I would ask all the Hyderabadis to go and just experience, because this would be something that would be defunct after 20-30 years. You might not even see Mehboob radio service after one point.
Yeah.
So
I don't have the use for it either.
True.
Yeah. Wow, yeah, there is something about, these vintage things like vintage clocks, vintage radios. When I go to Charminar next, Pakka, I'll go and meet Radio Wale Chacha. And listeners, highly recommend this little place to you as well. So cool. Cool. I love these personal favorites too. And khupche mein kone mein kuch rahega and all of that. Awesome.
And next, we are going to the famous Chowmahalla Palace, which is also nearby, which is also a walk from Charminar. So Chowmahalla is a very, very beautiful palace, basically. It's with all the darbars of Nizams, the magnificent darbars, the chandeliers, and the yellow painted corridor that everybody clicks a photograph. And also, Chowmahalla would be something that I would like to take you to, because it's that whole darbar talks you about a lot of history and historical happenings that has been happening over the years during the 1950s, 1800s, takes you back to the whole history of Nizams, how Nizams came to the Hyderabad, and also, and even if you are a car aficionado and all, you can actually go and see Nizam's personal favorite cars and all. So Rolls Royce from the 1920s, and everything is there. So that is one thing. You can also check it out. So
This is where the Nizam stay? Like that,
Yes.
that's the palace where they stay.
Yeah.
It's their official residence those days, kinds.
Yeah.
Chowmahalla actually refers Char Mahal. So it's Chowmahalla Palace.
True.
Yeah. I mean, the chandeliers, there are something else.
Yeah.
And like you said, the vintage car collection, gosh, they would like give some, like there's a vintage car collection in one of the museums in Ahmedabad, okay? And there actually, if you pay a very small amount, they'll allow you to ride that car just like within their premises. Of course, they won't allow you to go outside, but you'll at least get the feel of riding a Rolls Royce, which is like, I don't know, early 1900s or 1800s and all that. Yahan pe wo nahi hota hai. They don't allow you to ride it. But this is a question that I do not know the answer. So this vintage car collection, does it include that Nizam Osman Ali's vintage? He used to have like 50 Rolls Royce or something, right?
Yeah. He used to have a lot of like 50 to 60. He at one point he was the richest man in the entire world, basically. 1940s, mid 1940s or something. That he was the richest person. So he used to have a wide Rolls Royce collection and all. So it includes a bit of it. I don't know where is the rest and all. But Osman Ali Khan is a legendary figure in the Hyderabad pantheon, basically.
Yeah, no, something else. Some other guy he is.
So
Chowmahalla Palace will roughly take how much time to walk around?
Yeah, it will take another 1.5 hours, 2 hours if you actually go in. Like, there is a good, if you're a crockery like enthusiast and all, there is a beautiful sets of that. You will actually get mesmerized by the amount of crockery sets that is there and all. So jewelry and everything, and a lot of arms that has been used in the Hyderabad army and everything. It is there. And how they used to conduct official ceremonies, processions, even during a royal death. The ceremonies happen in Chowmahalla Palace even now. So that is the whole history part. So like for all the ceremonial processions and all, they still use Chowmahalla Palace.
So,
even recently, some royal death happened. So during that procession, Chowmahalla Palace was there in the for the processions and all.
But it's not under the royal family, or is it?
It is under the royal family. It's the ticket is around 110 rupees and all. So it's basically the whole proceedings goes to the royal family, and it's not a archaeological monument. It's basically maintained by the royal family.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
There are quite a few palaces that is maintained by the royal family, not the Falaknuma. Quite a few went to the hotels, basically Taj and all. As we all know, like Falaknuma went to the Taj hotels, and there are quite a few monuments that has been taken over by Telangana tourism as well. They like Taramati Baradari and all. So that is also a beautiful monument that I'll come back again. That I kind of try to go into a very non-linear
order. Yeah. Though, but invariably some references here and there come, which is perfectly okay, like Taj Falaknama and the Taramati Baradari and all that.
Yeah.
This, I remember in Chaumala Palace, their collection of their wine glasses and beer glasses and all that. When you were saying crockery, I was like, oh my God, I have to mention it. It is really so beautiful, so beautiful. It's a photographer's paradise. Definitely.
They allow cameras or not?
I'm not sure. मैं तो अपना phone लेके जाती हूँ.
Do they also have guide and audio tours and stuff?
Guide and audio tours are there, but even for camera, we have to give an additional charge of 125, 200 or something of that sort. Otherwise, phone cameras people use to capture the corridors and all.
Awesome. So that was Chaumala. Chaumala Palace, the lawns are supposed to be really beautiful, right?
Beautiful, actually.
Amazing lawns.
Very much, because a lot of the families come there for a picnic and all. They actually carry food. And even with the people who are coming from outside, they tend to, like, after all the food and after all the sensory overload, they come there. Finally, I got some respite from everything. And also that.
You can take a power nap here.
True. And there are instances where I also took a power nap when I took people as well. And to ready myself up for a sensory overload again.
Round number 2.
Round number 2.
That is your tip for Chaumala Palace. Do take a power nap. Do your sensory overload. 2 ke liye ready ho jana hai.
True.
Superb. Okay, so that was Chaumala Palace.
Yeah. So next, again, the problem with Charminar and the adjacent areas is it is not going to get over. So, but again, I'll take you to the next place. I want you to eat the best biryanis. So, this is a very popular place, but Shadab will never, disappoint you. But I would always suggest people to visit Shadab. Like the first biryani, the whole pot opens. The first biryani that is coming from the pot is a different feel altogether from Shadab. But for that, you have to wait from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock or something of that sort. There are times, and there is one biryani that before I left Hyderabad that we had, me and 2 of my friends, we were actually waiting from 11:55 to around 2:30. Inside it's a different thing altogether. 2:30 and 2:40-ish we got this biryani. Oh my God, that was something, basically. Like we can't even imagine how to put it on words.
But how do you know that this is the first biryani when the pot opens? Do they give an announcement or something, or what is the process, procedure, whatever?
Basically, that is the time where the first pot opens, the 2:30-ish. So that biryani is a different thing altogether. That is not the biryani that you will eat during the day, basically. That has something, with the whole smoky flavors perfectly blended. I don't know. Like, I have eaten from Shadab in different times, but nothing tasted like that biryani ever in my Shadab experience.
Okay, so one of our listeners would like to go, if you assume. How would you insert him or her to go so that they are there in time for that?
Basically, I will actually suggest them to go with a very patient, they should
lot of patience.
a lot of patience, because you are actually committing, it's a time commitment as well. Because at the end of the day, there is something that you need to sacrifice for a very beautiful experience, and that is time. Like,
How lovely. There is a queue outside.
there is a queue, then when the crowd is up, that is something. And sometimes you will get like frustrated. You can see all emotions. Shada makes you feel that way. Like, people getting frustrated, people getting agitated. But in front of that biryani, you can also see the amount of happiness as well that is coming with the food. So
Extreme emotions, either annoying, frustrated, ki, oh my
True.
God, kab milne wala hai, and then
True,
milte hi,
true, true.
Okay,
And
Shada biryani, but try and do it when the pot is opened.
yeah.
Okay.
That is one my pro tip, because that experience I can't even. We three people were there. We three were like mesmerized. We were like, okay, what was that?
Very interesting, man.
Yeah.
Which biryani is this? Mutton biryani.
This is mutton biryani. This is
Okay,
mutton and
okay.
chicken. Chicken is good, but mutton,
The best.
again, Telangana mutton. I'm like, go for mutton. That's it. Yeah.
Okay, done.
Yeah. Next, we'll go to, if you are in a museum spree, we can go to Salarjung. Salarjung has one of the biggest artifact collection in the entire India, and it's a beautiful experience. You get to see a lot of artifacts that you might not have encountered anywhere. So from the medieval India, like artifacts with a lot of personal collection. I don't know how that whole collection came into a possession of a one person. That is something that still, like, I'm very much spellbound for that fact, because that is a sort of collection we will not even encounter. That is personal collection. That is something else.
Yeah. By the way, do you know, they transported the entire museum from a smaller place to a bigger place. Almost 50% of the artifacts were lost at that time. So what we see now, which is like so much, is just 50%, and it's all a person's personal collection.
True.
What is this, man?
Yeah. What if we had the chance to witness it in its entirety?
Yeah.
That is a good question.
Yeah.
Like,
I genuinely feel Salarjung is one of the best museums in the world.
True,
I mean,
true.
I'm fond of going to museums. I spend a few hours when I go to a museum, like reading all the stories.
Yeah.
And this museum, you can easily spend more than half a day. I mean, genuinely, I would say maybe a day if you are a real enthusiast, but easily half a day. And personally, I would suggest go in the first half of the day, because you have to like be very patient. You have to like read everything. The stories are really nice, and of course, the world famous clock here.
Yeah. World famous clock. Like, it's more like, watching a cricket match or something. You see everybody sitting there just for that one strike of a bell, and that clock experience is a different thing altogether. You have thousands of people just sitting there to witness that clock and witness that whole phenomenon.
Yeah. So the clock is it's a manual kind of, it's a long clock where every hour there's a small door that opens. There's a guy who'll come out of the door and he'll ring a bell and he'll go back in. It's like a toy. Small door and the clock will open. A guy will come out, ding, 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 ding. He'll ring the bell and he'll go back in.
So this is in the museum.
This is inside the museum. It's a
and
really
it's a small clock.
It's a big clock. It's like a long one. Like, think of a Swiss cuckoo clock. It's like a cuckoo comes out, no?
Yeah.
So here it's a man coming out, like a guard. So at 12 o'clock, the guy has to come out and ring the bell 12 times, right? So they make this whole, ek pura room hai, pure chair se bhare hota hai, the room, and people go sit there at 12, see this man coming and ringing the bell 12 times. He'll come out of the door, ting, 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 12 baar bajayega, toing, he will go back into the door. It is so cute, and it is world famous clock of Salarjung Museum. It's really popular. A lot of people go to Salarjung just to see the clock. There are many more things to see, but the clock is really, really famous.
Yeah. Clock is like, and it's with the people as well. People are there watching it,
So, Ali bajayenge,
yeah.
It's experience.
It's an experience,
Yeah.
actually. So, like Salarjung, you will the whole you'll take time, you'll take time here and there, then go and see a lot of inscriptions, a lot of there is this wooden work where there is a fierce looking warrior in the back, and there is a very beautiful lady in the front, and that artifact specifically is a beautiful one. Then there are a lot of beautiful mirrors. If you're a fan of mirror selfies, Salarjung is the place to go. And
Which is your favorite, whatever thing from Salarjung Museum, other than the clock?
that wooden work where there is a person, there is a fierce looking warrior in the back, and there is a very shy but yet beautiful lady in the front, and there is a mirror facing that sculpture, and you can see the lady in that mirror, and when you are entering you can see that warrior as well. It's just amazing, like like how did the whole imagination work?
Yeah.
That is something that actually mesmerized me in that sense, basically. And a lot of medieval India, like the Natarajas and all the other small artifacts, that is beautiful, and from the day and age that is being collected, it's mesmerizing, basically.
Yeah, and I think that is my favorite sculpture as well. It's very cool. It is so good, so good. Like, even if you would ask me what are my top two, this would be my one. I have another favorite as well. So there is this marble sculpture in Salarjung, and it's a sculpture of a lady. She's very Greek looking kinds, and she is having a veil on, like a dupatta kinds, you can say. So this veil is not made of cloth. It's made of the same marble. The whole thing is one marble stone. The lady and the veil are made from the same marble rock. And this veil is actually translucent. So you can actually see the folds of the veil. You can see her skin behind. Like, you have a dupatta on top of your face, but you can still see the face behind. And this is just exactly the same. Just that the whole thing is made of marble. There is no kapda. It is just amazing to see the kind of art that is there in this Salarjung. Is amazing, amazing. Just Google and see it. Look for photograph of Salarjung Museum, and this one photograph will surely be one of the most photographed sculptures. Salarjung is really, I'm genuinely saying, very underrated. They can easily price it at 500 a ticket and things like that. It's very nice.
And there is a lot of painting collections, personally, that like that is nowhere in India. Like you will get to see a lot of 17th century, 18th century painting. You can actually come across a Degas painting or a Botticelli. You can there is Birth of Venus somewhere, and there is that sort of painting collection I have never seen in any art galleries across India. So that too, the medieval paintings, something else.
Wow, Salarjung is very impressive. So even I'll 100% recommend that people for them to go.
Yeah.
So genuinely, Salarjung, I would say easily keep like half a day.
Yeah.
But again, वो आपकी श्रद्धा पे है. जितना कर सकते हो उतना करना, like as much as possible. Stay at the Salarjung.
Yeah. I have not even
I am so enjoying this, Anand. Oh my God, बहुत मजा आ रहा है.
Same here. Talking about Hyderabad, and talking about all this is basically getting me back to Hyderabad at this point, and I do want to do this again and again and again, basically.
Awesome.
Yeah, next I like, and there is the small favorite again. There is a small Ashur Khana. Ashur Khana is basically a Shia monument, Shia mosque, where there is where they are commemorating the Ali's death and all. So it's a 10th. So Ashur Khana, I might not be factually correct in that sense, because there would be people who can contribute in that. But there is a Badshahi Ashur Khana nearby Shadab, that is a very peaceful place. It's a small Ashur Khana. Get it. It's nearby the Gulzar House. Gulzar House is the fountain fountain that faces Charminar. So that is something I would actually take you to, because that is a small quaint place with a lot of beautiful paintings, the small intricate paintings, and the whole monument actually inspires us to be at peace. And that is one hidden gem nearby Charminar that I would like to go, and I would like you to take as well. So that is one personal favorite as well. That I
This
would.
Badshahi Ashur Khan is, I've not been here, but I've heard about it, that it has a lot of these Persian,
True.
right? These
Yeah.
Persian, also a lot of tile work and
Tile
all
work.
of those things
Yeah.
and all that, right?
Yeah. It's
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, and this this Gulzar house is actually a working fountain.
It's not a working fountain.
Okay.
That's the one. It's you will figure it out, because this is very much nearby Shadab. Basically, Shadab is here, and Shadab like 300 to 100 meters, and Badshahi Ashur Khana is nearby in the sites of Shadab itself.
Okay.
So that is one place you have to visit if you are in Hyderabad, and that is a small place, and you will love it.
I mean, it's a small offbeat kind of suggestions are most welcome.
Yeah. So next, we had to go to the other side of the city.
Hey, what about Chudi Bazaar and all of that?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
come on, you're talking to
two
girls here, and especially me, who I am very fond of shopping, and that with jewelry and all, my eyes will go like that.
Yeah. Same. Like, jewelry, bangles, pearls, and a lot of perfumes. So we used to go to actually test out perfumes nearby Chudi Bazaar, Lad Bazaar, Begum Bazaar, and every place. And you will get different sort of perfumes. Have you ever tried out the Petrichor perfume? It's a Petrichor
After rain smell.
After rain smell.
There's a perfume in those markets only. I don't have to go to like fancy posh Paris place and get it done. Oh my God.
Not at all. You can come to Charminar, you can come to Begum Bazaar, you will get Petrichor.
What do they call it? They call it Petrichor only there?
No, they actually call it, have you ever smelled the rain is their catchphrase. I'm like, no. And it's a different thing altogether. And we're spellbound whenever we got that. So after that, we used to go in and search for different attar. There's a chocolate attar. And yeah.
Are there like book perfumes also which will smell like old books or new books? I've been looking for such a perfume.
That would be so good. Think of your house smelling like that. We would like to have the house freshener or something. Wow. Ideas for people in Begum Bazaar and the shopkeepers.
Yeah.
Kuch banao.
Yeah, the smell of old books, for sure.
Amazing.
And pearls, if you are there, if you're a pearl aficionado, it's the place for you. Again, there are Hyderabad government-specific shops that actually sell the best quality pearls. Then there are pearls that you get cheap in the vicinity as well. The choice is yours, but you will get the best pearls, and you will get the best bangles. If you want to gift your partner, if you want to gift yourself, that is the place to go. Bangles, everything, it's there. Every accessories, crockeries, bed sheets. Again, I think I have a thing for crockery, I guess.
I can notice. That's very nice, because यहाँ पे ना you have a lot of Iranian influence, Persian influence, Turkish influence. So यहाँ के crockery बहुत ज़्यादा अलग होता है. It's not the regular ones that we would find like in a normal bazaar or a supermarket and things. It's a very different kind of crockery.
True.
I kind of echo why you're fond of crockery. So so this place is also a photographer's paradise, no? So the colors of the studio.
True. All the yellow lights that is hanging under, and you see people around. It's a different color palette altogether. You have all the yellow tops of that shops with that yellow lights, with every bangles and all. different. It's a sensory overload. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's
Yeah.
like it's colorful.
Charminar on day one is like the best idea that you said. I mean, that's one thing
Yeah.
that will really give you proper experience of everything that you can experience the next few days.
True.
Yeah. Chudi bazaar
And
तो मुझे भी बहुत पसंद है, हाँ. And of course, madam, इधर आइए, madam, इधर आइए, madam, इधर आइए. Sir, 100
So
रुपए कम
everybody
कीजिए.
speaks in Hindi there, so I don't have to be worried about being in southern region and all of that when I'm in Hyderabad.
Nakko.
no. Yeah. The Dakkani is there. The Dakkani.
काय को दिल का.
Yeah.
100 रुपए कम कीजिए, काय को दिल का. The language is called Dakkani, no?
Dakkani is something I would like to talk about. Again, Dakkani is from an outsider's perspective. Dakkani has a lot of history. It's beautiful, basically. Even though half of the language is dying, half of the dialect is dying. There is a rap movement from Bangalore that is trying to resurrect Dakkani. Even though it's there's one rapper called Pasha Bhai who is and they have their group that is trying to resurrect Dakkani, the dialect, because like besides Nakko and Kaiku and a lot of things, there are certain words that are very specific to Dakkani. Like there is this one word for Wednesday that is called Char Shamba. Okay. That's a like
fourth day of the week का कुछ फंडा होगा. चार ऐसे कुछ ना.
Yeah. Char Shamba is actually took from Persian and there are quite a lot of words actually. It's a mix of Marathi, Telugu, Persian. So it has a different identity altogether. So it's a dialect that needs to be resurrected, revived, and need to be, the word Dakkani should be there, trending in that sense.
Yeah, मुझे सुनने में बहुत मजा आता है. The conversational Hyderabadi Hindi is like a lot of fun to listen to.
True. And they have a functional film industry as well. Then they have their own local heroes for the Dakkani film industry is a different thing altogether. It's perfectly made in Dakkani. And there are
really?
There are the small movies and they have their own heroes and all. If you have the opportunity to witness that as well, make sure that you watch a Dakkani Hyderabadi movie production as well. It's very hilarious. It's an interesting movie.
Yeah, I find their language like a very happy language. Like you'll have a smile on your face while they're talking. It's like that. Chalo, I'm going to take this as a personal recommendation as well. Dakkani film industry, कोई एक movie देखना है.
Yeah.
Done. So I think with this one day of Chudi Bazaar वगैरह, we will wrap the Charminar wala day, no? Where do we have dinner then?
Dinner? Oh, okay. Dinner. Thousands of places. That's the problem. Hyderabad.
That's a problem.
Oh my goodness, that's a problem. Then again, that's why I am going to shift to the next part of city, the old part of city. It's nearby our very famous fort, Golconda Fort. So, and we are going to Toli Chowki. Toli Chowki is where you should be if you are a meat eater, if you are a food lover in that sense. We can have different types of cuisine. If you want to have Afghani, there is this Kabul Darbar nearby Toli Chowki. If you want to eat kebab, there is Siddiq Kebab Center, Patarka Gosht and everything. There are specific centers nearby Toli Chowki, and there is this Yemeni food court that is one hidden place inside Toli Chowki that you have to try. You get the best shakshukas and everything. That is very much Yemeni. Yeah.
What is shakshuka? Is it like green vegetables? Because in Bengali we call shak as leafy vegetables.
It's an egg preparation, right? Shakshuka is an egg preparation.
It's an egg preparation. Shakshuka is an egg preparation.
Oh.
But their shakshuka is different. Oh my goodness. That was good. Like that with the Yemeni bread and a whole lot of other dishes. Oh my goodness, that was something.
So if I have to go there, I can just put it on Google Maps as Yemeni food court and reach there.
Al-Wadi Yemeni restaurant. Okay. Yeah, this is one restaurant that you should check out. Yeah, it's a beautiful restaurant basically.
Fantastic.
Then there you have a lot of mandi. If you are a fan of mandi and all, Arabian mandi, Yemeni mandi and all, there are quite a few outlets as well. There are Matam al Yamani nearby Toli Chowki.
Mandi is another food. No, we
Yeah,
are
what is
talking
mandi?
about.
Oh, sorry. Okay. So mandi is this food actually with a lot of rice and a lot of chutney. It's a rice baked in chicken broth and also and with chicken pieces, chicken and mutton pieces basically. You have other chutneys and everything. It's an Arabic preparation, and there is a variant of Yemeni and Arabic. There are quite a few preparation differences as well. But
Okay.
you have there are a lot of food outlets in Hyderabad that actually sell mandi. There are mandi at 36 in Banjara, and it's a good place where you get good kunafas as well. And with Matam al Yamani, you will get the Yemeni style mandi. Oh, it's beautiful. It's a very good place to go if you're in Hyderabad, in Toli Chowki.
How far is Tulichowki from Golconda?
Golconda Fort, it's 2.5 to 3 kilometers.
Okay,
basically.
okay.
It's very, very nearby.
This Tulichowki's restaurants are also ones that are open super late nights and all that.
Super
no?
late night, actually. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, all the Siddiq kebab centers. These are all affordable options as well. Again, a lot of cuisines are Arabic related, Afghan related cuisines are there. You will find everywhere. That whole area is famous for that. And if you're done with mandi, be it Turkish style wraps and everything, you'll get it in Toli Chowki. Then if you're done with it, you can go to nice fruit juice center and have a good shedud malai and a whole lot of muskmelon juice. Oh my goodness. That is some.
You are salivating, Anand.
I know.
Oh my God, what is this malai thing?
Shedud malai is basically shedud is it's mulberry. It's mulberry with malai. Oh my god, it's mulberry malai. Oh my. So there are two places. Nice is if you are there in Charminar also sells this good shedud malai place. But my personal preference would be Toli Chowki Nice Video Center. Oh my goodness, that is with and have the muskmelon juice and a lot of, and they have their own. They have a whole list of desserts that you can go bonkers. I'm not even kidding. That is
एक महीना जाके बसना है मुझे हैदराबाद में आनंद तुम ऐसे बोल रहे हो so many things to try, so many things. So many desserts to have. Oh God.
Actually, that's the thing. No, it's a food coma. It's a place where you can go. That's why I gained around 15 to 20 kilos when I was in Hyderabad. So I'm not even.
So Hyderabad is a food lover place as well.
Yeah.
That too, if you're a meat eater, then the balle.
Yeah. Then
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like sorted. Then you're sorted.
Yeah.
And
Then what about Halim? I've heard so much about Hyderabad Halim.
yeah.
Right?
Thank you. Because I am getting
The
lost.
smile on Anand's face. Listeners, Anand cannot smile bigger. Okay, jitne dant hai sab dikh raha hai.
Thank you for giving me direction. Basically, I get lost in the whole food talks. The problem is that. And the thing is, Hyderabadi Halim during Ramzan time, Cafe 555, go to Cafe 555. You will. That is an experience. Trust me, that is an experience. Hyderabadi Halim, you will not get. That is the problem. I have had Halims everywhere, and I can understand that all those Halims are a very cheap ripoffs of whatever that is there in Hyderabad. So, and Cafe 555 personally is my favorite for that.
Which
And
area
there are
is
lots.
this?
This is nearby Masab. The city is too vast for this whole food escapades, basically.
It's
So,
okay. People should go. Yeah, it's worth it. Just take an auto and go.
actually, so
Good.
Halim, there are a lot of other restaurants nearby Masab. And one thing to note, there are dish-specific areas as well in Hyderabad. If you want to eat good mandis, you can go to this place called Chandrayan Gutta. That is very much outskirts of Hyderabad, not the typical Hyderabad as per not the old one. But Chandrayangutta has specific mandis and kunafas that you have to try. Then for Halim specifically, I'll say old city and Masaptang Mehdipanam area. It's very much famous for the Halims and biryanis from Malakpet to the Charminar. There are quite a few biryanis. There are salons to try. And there are some biryanis that it's different in different senses. With the salons, with the accompanying dishes, that was different basically.
What is
These-
salan?
Oh, it's a Murtika salan. And Murtika salan is it's a side dish. It's a side chutney for that Hyderabadi biryani.
It's a
Murtika,
watery kind of
watery
chutney,
kind of a
reddish,
chutney.
orangish in color.
Yeah.
And it's always served with biryani.
biryani.
So Hyderabadi biryani always will have a salan along with it. So it's
Yeah.
like it's a combo thing. Like many biryanis come with small raita or something.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
comes with salan.
And even with raita, as you have mentioned, there is this one place called Savera nearby Malakpet that has the best raitas accompanying with a biryani. So that is also one place you have to go if you are nearby
Raita
Malakpet.
person.
Savera is open till 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock and on.
Unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
There is a lot of biryani places that needs a lot of like exposure, because when people come, people actually tell about paradise. And I was like, I would go bonkers over it. They're like, don't
Not
do that.
a single
Not a
meat eater likes paradise biryani. Not a single. I think they have a very good marketing team, and that's why it's became popular. So
True.
I am a vegetarian, okay? I am very fond of paradise because paradise for vegetarians is good biryani because acha flavor hota hai. But none meat eater friend of mine likes paradise.
So, because Hyderabad, everybody goes and just, I have to go to paradise first, then rest. I'm like, never go to paradise, go to other places first, and that too, you will get different types of Hyderabadi biryani and a random shop that sells Kalyani biryani. Okay, I have to refer Kalyani biryani as well. Okay, Kalyani is the code word for buff meat, buff biryani. So Kalyani biryani you can actually get in local shops that is around 120, 130 rupees. That is the max it can go. But that is also workers' lunch, basically. People can have Kalyani biryanis. That is something you can, if you are a buff meat lover, that is a dish you actually try. Yeah.
What about bawarchi? Do you recommend bawarchi?
Yeah, I would recommend RTC Crossroad Bawarchi, basically. The original one.
The first floor one.
The
one
first
that's
floor.
the top. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
been there. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
RTC.
one vegetarian biryani available. One. And 75 non-vegetarian. I went with a group of 50 people, not 50 or 20 people. But yeah, एक veg biryani. He looked at my face. Pavam, this poor girl is eating veg biryani. It was so funny. I'm the only person they must have made it for me. But yeah, my friends were like, उस दिन तो उधर ही लेट जाते हैं खाने के बाद. They loved it so much.
Oh my goodness.
What is there in veg biryani? I don't understand. Like aloo
Very good question.
and
Very
biryani.
good.
मार पड़ेगा तुमको.
Very good question, Godly. Very good question.
In Calcutta, you have aloo in the biryani.
You have all
right? So-
vegetables. You have all vegetables and you have all the masalas. That's it. The difference is that, see, you in non-vegetarian biryani, you would put your meat and marinate it, right? तो marinate करके फिर layer करके करोगे in whatever meat, whichever meat biryani, इसमें तुम meat को हटाओ and whatever the vegetables है उसको marinate करके डालो. That's it. So the pulao and biryani nonsensical conversation. In pulao you don't marinate it. In biryani you do marinate. It's a very
won't
distinct
taste the
difference.
same thing or like...
It can't taste the same, na? Like you like mutton biryani, chicken biryani, same taste होता है क्या? नहीं होता है ना? Same way.
different meats, but like
Yeah, so you can put, you have even soya chunks biryani. Why are we even having this conversation? But I like it, so I can't tell you obviously that which is better or something. But I like a veg biryani, and it is not the same as a pulao. That's all I can tell.
Yeah, and this is like, let's respect
Yeah. I like veg biryani. I eat veg biryani. Paneer
Even though I,
biryani.
oh my goodness, even though I have controversial opinions, but I'm like,
Oh man, oh man.
yeah,
So almost
yeah.
like we
Sure.
went on a food walk while
Yeah.
on a tour. We're like, okay, now let's
Yes.
go for a food walk and talk about all the food hotspots
like
in the
it.
city.
Hey, what about
Yeah.
your Halim at your world famous pista house? It's supposed to be like legendary, one of those things, no? Do you recommend to?
Yeah, Pista House, Halim, I would recommend. It's not like, but again, if it's a match between Pista House Halim and 555 Halim, I will always choose 555 Halim. That's one thing. But Pista House Halim is worth the hype. Pista House is not like, not like paradise.
Not like paradise.
It's not like paradise. That is what. Chole Chowki is one of the best food places that that have ever been. I have ever been in, and that sort of an environment you'll never ever get to experience, because Hyderabad has a lot of food streets, but Chole Chowki, that's a different thing altogether.
Yeah. Also to add, Doli Chowki is legendary during Ramadan.
Yeah,
रात को जाओगे तो
yeah.
the lights that they do,
Yeah.
the decoration on the streets
Yeah.
of Doli Chowki is just something else.
Something
And
else.
I don't know why I go to such places, because you don't get like vegetarian में salad दे देंगे तुमको. वो salad क्या होगा? वो जो side का onion होता है ना, जो बिरयानी में side पे देते हैं, वो मिलेगा. I'll eat something else and go there. But just to walk through, इतना हलचल होता है, the lights and the बहुत मजा आता है. So if you're going to Hyderabad in Ramadan time, Toli Chowk is one place that you should like hang out in one night, kinds.
True. You will actually listen to all the popular, Saaso Ke Mala Pe from Nusrat would be playing in one voice. There is Tajdare Haram, and there is beautiful Patar Ka Gosht on your plate with Rumali Roti. Toli Chowki, walk, eat, shop,
Fly and fly.
Basically.
Oh, fantastic. So Toli Chowki is a place that definitely for dinner one evening one should go and spend a few hours just like gully छोटे दुकान explore करना.
Definitely.
Best is to go with a big group of friends. Everyone will order something different at different places.
Definitely. With a big group of people, so that you are getting a best of everything, basically.
Yeah.
So that is totally okay. Then I think we need another quite a few more days to actually talk about other other places as well.
Absolutely. अभी तो हमने सिर्फ start ही किया है. But let's take a little break here. And after the break, we'll continue our conversation with Anand with more things to see and a lot more things to eat in Hyderabad. A commercial break? Not really.
This is just a request from us to check our labor of love, our newsletter on Substack called Sneaky Footprint. We write about travels, vacations, travel tips, anecdotes, lots of pictures, and of course, a suggested itinerary for the location too. To check it out, Sneaky Footprint. We will leave a link to this in our show notes. And we have now started a new service of curating travel itineraries to the destinations made just for you. So if you want to get a vacation planned, leave us a note on Instagram or our Substack page and we will plan something special for you. Please support us by following and subscribing to our newsletter, Sneaky Footprint. Do check it out.
So now we are back after this short break, and we've had a very tiring day as a day one. Very tiring, but lot of fun roaming around Charminar, eating everything, seeing so much of, museums and everything around. So welcome back to our day two, and welcome back now.
Yeah. So as Hyderabad is an experience, you need to experience everything. No? So being tired is also a part of that experience. I don't think I can put it anything better, because that sensory overload, food, and all the get people from all the walks of life just experiencing Hyderabad in its entirety. That's a different thing altogether. So I think that is what explains.
Yeah, there were so many places you took us to, man. So tired after eating, tired after seeing so many places, but all ready for day 2.
Yeah,
Chalo
yeah,
Anand, आज का
yeah,
दिन start करते हैं.
for sure, for sure.
So Anand, you have earlier mentioned about the British residency, and you said you'll talk about it later on in our conversation. So why don't we start with the British residency today? Also because this is in Abbots, and Abbots is Aju Baju in the Charminar wala area that we explored on day 1.
Yeah, British residency in Koti is it's actually inside Koti Women's College.
Okay.
So this is in this area called Abbots. Okay, Abbots has a lot of other historical significance as well. But once I finish British residency, we'll talk about Abbots. British residency has been open to public since the last year, and you have guides there. You have a person called Satish. If you catch Satish, he will talk to you about the story since that is happening inside, and it's worth it. So British residency finds its mention in White Mughals by William Dalrymple, and the whole story that basically happened in British residency. There is the whole love story between James Kirkpatrick and Cairnusir happened back in British residency, and that is why you should go there. You should actually see a lot of things regarding British residency. Because when you go there, you will be greeted by Sphinx. Okay.
Sphinx.
Yeah. Yeah. There are
Where is the connection between British and the Sphinx?
Yeah. So there is an interesting story regarding that as well, because when they actually built the Sphinx, they had the faces of the English madam and the body of a lion, apparently. So, but the thing is, interestingly, people were not comfortable with the idea of Sphinx because it's a bare-chested madam with a lion's back.
Okay.
So they were like, whenever British royals used to host nizams and all, they would cover the Sphinx with a cloth and all. So they were not comfortable with the idea.
Okay.
And then they had to remove the whole Sphinx idea and made it like a lion. Even now,
Oh, man.
yeah, even though you can, if you go there, the back of the lion doesn't resemble a proper lion. So you can always notice that thing.
It's crazy.
Yeah, British residency has a lot of snippets like this. There is a well called Manchester Well in the sides. A lot of their references as well in the British residency area. A lot of stories. The hallway, the walkway you see, it's a beautiful experience. It's very majestic. It was not open. It was a college once. Imagine. It was a college and a department one, and they had to just at one point things were very again maintenance and upkeep issues were happening. Then British residency open to the public for after a long time.
So William Dalrymple was involved in restoration of this British residency also, I think, right?
Yeah. This is one thing, and they are getting funds from like
IMF and all that.
Yeah. So restore a lot of monuments. Even Abbots has a lot of monuments like this, and I think a part of British residency is restored. A part of it is still getting restored because a lot of the structure is based from different. It sometimes resembles a pantheon kind of so design inspirations has been from all around the world.
I thought it's just the White House, man. It looks so much like the White House.
But it's inside, it's much
Very
more
different.
regal. It's a different thing altogether. I think you have to go and visit and, if possible, catch Satish.
Satish is one of the official guides of the thing.
Yeah,
we do next time. Satish, karenge hum log khade
Satish, Satish will be there most probably, I think. And I if the podcast comes up, I'll actually send it to him.
Yes.
So how I found out British residency was an interesting thing because me and my friend, we were actually traveling from Sultan Bazaar, the metro, and suddenly we see a Union Jack popping out of nowhere. I'm like, what? Like, I was very much intrigued. Are we even, we are post independence and all. And then I went to the internet and found out that this is the monument. But at that point of time, it was not open to the public. But when it was open to the public, we actually went thrice, and the third time we got in.
Oh,
Yeah,
because of so much bheed, is it?
not really, because the problem is it's a women's college also. So
Okay.
we always went in the evenings, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. So at that point of time, it would be closed. So that is one issue. If possible, go in a daytime.
So
Visit
check the
mall,
timings when you
check the
go.
timings and
When
all.
you go.
So
Do you know this was once this British residency at its peak was actually the embassy for the East India Company?
yeah, yeah,
So cool, right?
so cool actually.
Yeah, so cool. Okay, tell us what else is there in Abbots for us to see?
Habits for like I would like to talk about Theosophical Society. Theosophical Society is one like one monument that I would like to specifically talk about because it captures a lot of pre-independence history, and the architecture bit of Theosophical Society is amazing. And this is one monument that not a lot of people would visit. And Abbots specifically, it's a place where people would actually pass through when they go to Charminar or something of that sort. But
Okay.
Abbots has its own charm in that sense. With Theosophical Society, you can there is this one guard bhaiya. He is very much if you are in sync with him, he'll grant you entry till some 7 o'clock or something of that sort. But on a Sunday morning, if you are on a heritage walk, like just walk by the bylanes of Abbots, have food, and go to Theosophical Society. You will get to have a different sort of an atmosphere.
Very
Matter.
interesting.
So it's more like going to Theosophical Society in Kolkata. It's just that we don't know much about that Hyderabad one as well. So that is one thing I would like you to visit once you go to Abbots as well. Second is there are a lot of cathedrals. There are a lot of churches on hiding in plain sight in Abbots. Beautiful churches. If you take a detour from the main road and if you take the bylanes, there are quite a few churches that would actually but these are hiding in plain sight again. Abbots, for that matter, is a place where everything is hiding in plain sight.
Okay. सब जगह गली में घुस के you have to figure out yourself. So explore well, explore well.
True. And there is even this fire temple. Parsi fire temple is also there in Abbots as well. But the problem is, like you can see the whole motif from outside. There's a garden and everything.
Yeah, you can't really go inside.
The entry is not. But the motifs and all they have, I think they renovated a bit and all. But I think that's called Pestonji fire temple. I'm not really sure of that because we also. It's an interesting story because me and my friend, there is this one guy called Abhinay, where we used to stay in a hostel nearby. So every Sunday morning, we used to go to this Royal Tiffin Center and have dosa. So then we actually walk through the bylines, King Koti Palace. King Koti Palace is, they don't allow you. It's just that you can see a magnificent arch and it's just mesmerizes you. So we just continued that walk towards that byline. So then this fire temple caught our eye. We just walked in and the security bhaiya was like, don't enter, just have a look at it and just go. That was one thing. And I think Asia's first, one of few gun foundries was also. So there is this one area called Gun Foundry. It's basically built by the French.
Okay.
But that structure is not accessible. So that name still persists.
That area is called the Gun Foundry
the
area.
Gun Foundry area. It had a distinction, some sort of a distinction.
Wow. So Abbots has a lot of things, man. What about the food scene in Abbots?
There are Irani cafes, specifically Irani cafes that needs to be explored. Have an Osmania biscuit, have a chai. Grand Hotel is one among them. And Grand Hotel specifically, if you want to have a good biryani, stay downstairs, don't go up. So that is one pro tip.
Why?
It's a very like I have had this experience quite a few times. Whenever people wanted AC and I'm like no, and they still wanted AC and were disappointed with the biryani. But if you are there in the amongst the crowd having that regular biryani, it's a different thing altogether.
So the restaurant staff over there think that you are like a true local, a true biryani fan. So तुमको extra कुछ देते हैं in your biryani.
I think so because Grand specifically has that. I like that is something I noticed over
Got
time.
it. Good,
And
good
chai.
pro tip.
Yeah, even their Irani chai is very much famous, very much
Oh.
raved about. So that is one spot you have to go there.
Okay, done.
Then Cafe Bahar. Cafe Bahar is also a very famous, and that the this is one spot I think a lot of people have reviewed, and this is the original Cafe Bahar. That's also
Okay.
in Abbots.
Oh, wonderful. What is famous about what do you eat in Cafe Bahar? Like, what's the
Cafe
thing?
Bahar is also a biryani place, but you can have other non-veg delicacies. And Cafe Bahar has that extra spice in your biryani that will actually. Yeah.
Okay, so these are the places in Abbots, right?
Abbots, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, next we'll go to other places as well, mostly like Golconda and Qutub Shahi.
Yes. Tough question, I know, but in dono mein, which is your favorite?
Personally, for me, Qutub Shahi, because Qutub Shahi has been my like it has accompanied me in a different emotion, like every time, maybe I've been sad, I've been happy, I've been in love, and everything, and that everything happened back in Qutub Shahi, and it's that monument has a lot to do with me. Evenings in Qutub Shahi is a different experience altogether that I would like to. I like all of the people who are visiting Hyderabad to experience. It's because it's I don't know, you are finding some sort of peace among and you are contemplating mortality among the whole mausoleum.
It's a tomb after
basically.
all, right?
It's a tomb after all.
Mm-hmm.
And there are multiple tombs and multiple stories. Like the whole of Qutub Shahi dynasty, there are people who are not in the whole family that is being revered in the whole Qutub Shahi tombs, and people who are in the family who are are not accepted, and emotions, and the people who have played a major role in the story, but they have insignificant tombs in that mausoleum. It's bittersweet in that sense. It's like life is. So
Wow, man. Like what a description, what a place. Beautiful, beautiful.
yeah. I don't know.
Does one need to have a guide when they're going here just to understand how beautifully you said this has significance? They are not a part of the family.
More than a guide, if you're part of a heritage walk or something, I would actually recommend that. A lot of places will not have the guide system. Like Golconda has that, or the predominant monuments have that. But there are quite a few monuments like Paiga tombs, Qutub Shahi, and the British Residency. This Qutub Shahi needs a proper heritage walk.
And you have heritage walks that take you to Qutub Shahi?
Yeah. There are a lot of, predominantly, I would like to mention this person called Yunus Lasagna. And he takes people to a lot of heritage walks. His Instagram handle is that Hyderabadi boy. And he has been a treasure trove of information to a lot of, he can actually talk about different places where the specific Hyderabadi chais, Irani cafes, and even Qutub Shahi. He'll talk about the history, he'll talk about the love lost, love gained, and a whole lot of love stories, and a whole lot of other stories, the wars that happened, and ultimately the perish of Qutub Shahi dynasty. So that monument is and in a personal manner, it's a different experience altogether, because I don't know, a lot of our a lot of my friends have experienced that. It's a myriad of emotions when you are there in that whole in the campus of Qutub Shahi. I don't think I have witnessed that sort of an experience ever in any sort of like monument, basically. So that has a place in my heart personally. So Qutub Shahi is one place. If you are part of a heritage walk, I would actually suggest you to go, because there are a lot of tombs and there are mothers of certain sultans who are revered. There are courtesans that have been buried. There is a Bauli that is nearby. So you need a lot of information. So you need to know the stories. That is a prerequisite for that.
Yeah,
basically.
yeah. That's
And
what even I thought. Like this courtesan story is supposed to be really popular. The one, I think two of them they buried in the Qutub Shahi tomb complex. How come they were there? There's a story and all of that, but between, very nice.
So, and in the entrance there is museum regarding the how did the revamping of Qutub Shahi happen, and how Aga Khan Foundation did the whole revamping. And because this is a very recent development in terms of history, because it happened somewhere in the mid 2000 basically, and till 2017 and all, it was not open to public. Even now, Qutub Shahi is not that popular because of that sole reason, because it's coming into the consciousness still. And Telangana government is doing efforts like, conducting Hyderabad Jazz Festival inside Qutub Shahi.
Wow.
And it's
I like it. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So,
this Qutub Shahi, it's actually a tomb area thing, right?
Yeah,
but this was used actually when that whole war happened, the Mughal versus Qutub Shahi. This was used as a barrack by the Mughals.
True.
So many of the tombs were destroyed because of that. They used it as actual barracks by the invading Mughal army and all of that.
Yeah.
It's a very nice story of the Qutub Shahi tomb.
Yeah. And how it actually, kind of, it was the places who plotted the fall of Qutub Shahi dynasty, and how Nizams are coming into place as Mughal governors and all. So
solid history,
Yeah. So, and even though with Golconda, like that is a different thing altogether. We're coming to Golconda. Half of the Golconda area is inaccessible to the public. And there are certain sections of Golconda, like the Naya Kila, which houses the 400-year-old baobab tree. Like that is still there. Nearby.
Which tree?
Baobab. Baobab is an African, it's endemic to Africa basically.
Is it the same mushroom-looking tree of Africa where you have all the safari the pictures that you see?
Yeah.
It's the same thing. Okay.
Additional info, I think a lot of like ghazals actually refer to a thing called Sidratul Muntaha. It's basically called the tree of life. So people say that it may be inspired by the whole baobab concept. How I knew about Sidratul Muntaha was from this Malayalam movie song. Then I went back and there is a lot of ghazals. Even Tukuja Mankuja also had that Sidratul Muntaha references. Then somebody said that baobab tree was one of the influences for this whole tree of life thing.
Very cool, man. Very cool.
So that is nearby the Naya Kila area. And Naya Kila is one of the monuments that is calling for a lot of public attention, because half of the area is being encroached by the golf course that is adjoining to the Naya Kila. One problem with Hyderabadi monuments I witnessed was a lot of monuments are not getting the attention it deserves. Be it King Koti Palace, be it Iramanzil, be it Naya Kila. The heritage monuments are in disarray. We all hear about Charminar, we all hear about Golconda, we all hear about Qutub Shahi, that too recently. But other monuments which have the potential to actually attract a lot of, and to learn about history, that is not being kept properly. So that is also one big concern, because there was this one day where I tried to actually visit Iramanzil. Iramanzil is a very beautiful palace nearby the Iramanzil metro station.
Okay.
Now it's a Telangana state department of something of that sort. So we tried to actually visit the palace basically, but we were not granted entry, and we were trying as hard as possible to get in, but we were banned from entering into that.
What is the monument actually?
It's a palace. It's a palace, Iram Manzil Palace, and it apparently is a very beautiful palace with a lot of history and with a lot of intricate carvings and everything. But right now, it's not so kept properly.
Oh, wow. That's very sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm,
So
yeah.
I echo that sentiment because a lot of
Yeah.
monuments across Hyderabad, which actually is an architecture marvel because it has taken because the Qutub Shahs, like Wali Qutub Shah or Qutub Shahi dynasty, when they started to build all the monuments, they actually took inspiration from this Iranian city called Isfahan. So
Mm.
they have this sort of monuments basically, like very beautiful. Even now, Isfahan is a place I would like to go because it's
Oh,
Hyderabad is built in mirror image of Isfahan basically. Uh, that
that's very interesting. This is very cool.
Yeah. So, and a lot of monuments which are still there, which are in
Mm.
public usage, has a lot of pays a lot of homage to a lot of very famous structures across the globe. The
Like,
like the Osmania Arts College. Osmania Arts College was built by this Belgian architect called Ernest Jasper, but
mm,
it's actually built like a hotel back in Cairo called the Heliopolis Hotel, and it looks as grandiose as anything yet. Basically, when you look at Osmania Arts College, you feel like, oh, you are in some faraway land, like watching this magnificent structure, and
wow.
people are studying there. Osmania Arts College, if you are a very architecture enthusiast, you have to go and visit that place. And that place is also historically very relevant as the whole Telangana movement started from that premise of that very famous building. And
This is the same Osmania University campus itself?
yeah, the Osmania
Okay.
University campus itself in Secunderabad. So
Got
this
it.
is
Got
a
it.
beautiful,
Wow.
yeah,
And this was
yeah,
built by Osman Ali
ah,
Khan only.
yeah.
Like built as
Osman,
in he was the one who
yeah, yeah.
made this, right? Yeah.
Commissioned the
Commissioned
whole,
the whole thing.
yeah,
Great man. Great man.
yeah,
You had mentioned the Pega tombs as well. Is that also the
yeah.
same ilaka?
No, no.
Okay.
Pega Tombs is nearby Chandrayangutta. It's in a different part of city, but Pega Tombs also deserves a mention because it is built by the Pega nobles.
Hmm.
Pega nobles are part of the family, so it's more like the prime ministers of Nizams. Salarjangs are one family, Pegas are the second family. I think they have some sort of a hierarchy.
Hmm.
And Pega Tombs is very small, but the carvings and the whole motifs and it's a monument that that you have to visit if you're a very good architecture lover and genuinely who loves peace in that whole hustle bustle. You'll be there. You don't feel like there is a masjid nearby, and there is a whole marble work and all. It's white marble,
Marble,
mosaic.
all of
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Hmm.
very beautiful. Like it's small. It's a very small, and I think maintenance and upkeep is one issue, but still, Paiga Tombs is one place you have to visit again.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So if I'm understanding correctly, the Chandrayaan Gutta's Mandi scenes that you had mentioned earlier is Aju Baju the Pega tombs.
Yeah.
So ideally we can combine exploring both, these together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Now to the world famous Golconda Fort.
Golconda. Oh my goodness. Golconda deserves a lot of mention because of a whole lot of factors. Be it celebration, like in the world famous Hyderabad's Bonalu celebration culminates in the Golconda. In the up top there is this temple. Bonalu in Hyderabad is wild. Is as wild as it can get.
What
Please-
does it mean?
Please tell us something more about this Bonalu celebration. It seems quite fascinating.
Okay, Bonalu is a traditional celebration. It's a Telangana specific festival. It pays tributes to Devi. There are traditional deities, Yelamma, Puchamma, and there is one person called Potiraju. So there are 4 temples across Hyderabad. So procession from 4 temples. It's more like, every area will have designated day to actually celebrate Bonalu. So it's more like, 4 sections. Then the culmination of it comes to the Golcondas at top. and you have to be with that procession also if you get the opportunity.
When does this Bonalu?
Bonalu happens somewhere in July, August.
Okay.
And that is wild. That is, you have all the people who are celebrating Bonalu will have mutton, and if you are an alcohol person, again, that is one celebration to be at, because people in Telangana love mutton, people in Telangana love alcohol, and they love a good celebration. So
Great combination.
a great combination.
But people drink during festivals with here.
This
Interesting.
Bonalu specifically, they actually have that sort of mutton and drinking culture, because that is part of the. They actually doesn't go with the traditional narrative. They are very much into the, like, they are regional deities, this Yellamma, So they drink, they celebrate, they have mutton.
Best.
So, yeah. Even with the history of a friend of mine mentioned, basically, when Madras presidency was there and when Hyderabad presidency was there, it was a battle between 98% meat eaters versus 99% meat eaters. And Telangana had a 99% meat eater. So they were not
खाते पीते घराने के लोग हैं.
Why? They were not accepting the people of Madras presidency because they used to eat a lot of idli sambar as per your. But apparently they were also 98% meat eaters. So it's a different thing altogether. Yeah.
I like this khata pita kind of description. Presidencies being judged basis their khana pina.
Khana pina.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Great.
That was an anecdotal reference to my friend. So he was like very much, when we had a state-wise kind of an argument, he was like, you are coming from this place and you have this much amount of meat eaters. Who are you talking to? We are there. We are the original.
Like, we are the
OG meat eaters. I'm like, okay, I rest my case. I'm not even there. Yeah.
Oh, again, I did not know this. Such interesting things you are telling, yaar.
Yeah. So
today I learned.
So
you're having hashtag TIL.
Yeah, TIL. I'm also learning from a lot, basically,
Twitter language.
Yeah.
Super. Okay, again, we are going back to Golconda, man. This Golconda, we are veering off from there.
Because Golconda gives you a lot of subjects to talk to as well, I guess.
Yes.
Because,
which I like.
Yeah. Golconda is huge. There is a possibility that you might get fatigued in the middle, because if you're climbing up top, then carry everything, water and all. And if you're going on a sunny day, please ensure that you carry everything.
Yeah.
Because that's you go watch the whole. Golconda is an experience. And Golconda, you'll get guides from the ground floor itself. So they are informative. But even for that, I would actually suggest heritage tours, because you will get to listen to a lot of stories. How Golconda has been the fort that people were trying to fight.
Yeah.
And a lot of people from a lot of nationalities was involved in Golconda fight. That ode to that is a darwaza named Habshi Darwaza. Habshi is a word that is coming from Abyssinians or the present Ethiopia. Okay. So you have had a lot of people coming from Ethiopia as your warriors, your slaves. And finally, I had to mention this person called Malikambar. Malikambar was being brought to Deccan as a slave. And at one point, he managed to rule a portion of a land. And everybody from the Mughals wanted to beat this person and was not able to beat this person. At one point, Jahangir, I think one Mughal ruler, I think Jahangir was so hell-bent on this idea to beat this person to the point that he actually was so obsessed for the fact that he actually made a painting where he was killing Malikambar in that painting. But in history, it didn't happen. So that is one
that desperate to win, but you're unable to win kinds.
So that explains the might of that person. Malikambar and the whole Abyssinian race who has been there and who has been part of the Hyderabad history. Is a So there are quite a few places in Hyderabad that actually gives the ode. Like there is this
Oh.
place called Habshi Guda as well,
Hmm.
which might have been place where all the Abyssinian people were there during the time. And
Very
there are
cool.
apparently a
Hmm.
lot of Ethiopian slaves who have made names for themselves in the erstwhile Deccan. And I think that whole naming pattern was giving that homage to a lot of people who made their name to actually uh, come from a slave to becoming owning that piece of land that a lot of sultans are like eyeing for is something marvelous. I don't
Hmm.
know, do we have any parallels in modern history at this point? So Golconda actually gives tribute to certain elements of history where a lot of people came to fight for that piece of land and that piece of that fort basically, because it was impregnable at one point, and it's just that at one point of history somebody overturned their allegiances and that paid them
Yeah,
uh,
it was it actually Aurangzeb ka he didn't win
true.
it
He didn't
out
win
of
it by true.
honest fight. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was a dhoka.
yeah.
Hmm. It's an
So
invincible fort. Golconda was an
invincible fort.
invincible fort. Yeah.
So invincible fort with a lot of diamonds. Yeah,
Of course, we have to talk about the
talk
Golconda
about the
mines,
Golconda
right?
mines,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
actually. Yeah, so diamond mines and the world's largest production of diamonds at one point. Can
Yeah.
you even imagine? That's the
Can
thing.
you even imagine? I mean, that is one reason why Osman Ali was the
Was the
billionaire, right?
true,
Primarily because of the diamonds
true,
from
true,
Golconda. So,
and a
by
lot
the
of
way, do you know the Kohinoor is from Golconda mines?
Golconda. Yeah, yeah,
The Kohinoor.
the
Also,
Kohinoor.
the biggest blue diamond that's there in the world. Again, none of these are in India, okay? So, Kohinoor is in UK.
True.
So that's also from Golconda mines.
Yeah,
It's a lot of
a
richness,
lot of
lot of richness. My God.
true,
But yeah. And
true.
one thing that I will always remember about Golconda was, again, I'm sure I would have taken a guide and gone there. That's why I
Yeah,
remember this.
yeah,
As you enter the fort, like you're the
yeah,
absolute niche, tali
yeah. You
bajaoge.
Tali Bajao.
This the top of the fort is like more than a kilometer
True,
away,
true,
and
true.
kilometer upwards.
Yeah,
You can hear it whooper.
true.
And so this happens with every guide. Every guide will show someone. So when you go up and you will listening, you can hear the clap niche. This is
True.
because the king wanted to know if there was any invasion. You'll come in a
Indeed.
horse, right?
Yeah, yeah. True,
It is
true.
so perfectly audible. So the
Audible
acoustics of this fort is another level.
level, actually. It's actually unbelievable because how he envisioned the whole fort to be and it's true. Basically, even now, half of the Golconda fort is still inaccessible because Indian Army has a lot of areas with it. But the expanse of that fort, Golconda was a separate capital altogether. So how it was impregnable, and it is something else because you see a lot of intricate details that actually contributes to the safety bit of it. Even with the placing of the courtyard, you want to make sure that the person who's standing up there is watching everything that is happening downstairs. At every point, it's more like it's an unofficial security checkpoint, and that is something. How did you envision it? Is it because of threats that were there, or is it pure architecture belief? I don't.
Yeah. It's very impressive. Golconda is really an impressive fort. Golconda also has a similar history like how the Jaipur one. So like how Amer Fort was earlier the main capital. Similarly, Golconda was earlier the main capital, and it expanded so much that then the capital had to move to Hyderabad.
True.
Same, like that kind of parallel between Jaipur and Hyderabad, Golconda.
Even the fact that there is apparently a tunnel running from Golconda to like I think 10 to 12 kilometers that is nearby Charminar. So the tunnel that goes to Charminar is a myth that is there. And I don't know even if it's a myth, it might have been identified as well. So that is a different solid mystery altogether.
Very nice.
And the name Golconda comes from the whole thing about Golakonda. Basically, it's a shepherd's hill. But more than a shepherd's hill, it's basically a land of riches, wealth, and a lot of wars. So name doesn't do justice to a lot of fights that happened during that time. I think one book that would actually help you in a lot of ways would be Manu S. Pillai's the book about Deccan. That encompasses a lot of journey that Deccan has been through, and in specific, Golconda has been through. I would suggest you to read that. Go and read Rebel Sultans if possible. Rebel Sultans.
Manu Pillai rocks, man. Have you read his book on the Kerala?
Ivory Throne. Yes.
Ivory Throne. Oh, that is very nice.
Yeah.
Chalo, let me add this to my personal to read wala list as well.
Yeah.
All right. I want to ask you one more question. So this is about the Golconda area. You had earlier mentioned that a lot of monuments or all of these things were taken by the Telangana tourism department and they were doing. There is something called the Taramati Baradari, which is near Golconda, right?
Yeah.
Also something that is supposed to be very, very beautiful. So have you been there? What's your experience of the place?
Yes, Taramati Baradari, I've been there as part of a there was a concert that was happening nearby in that area. So Taramati Baradari at night with lights on, it's a very, what do you say, sonic monument sort of a thing where it's very much audio proofed in. It's basically a hall kind of a thing with a corridor that is atop a small stairs, but that is very acoustically, that area is very, very beautiful. If you are a singer, if you want to go, I think the whole purpose of Taramati Baradari was also very much performance based as well, I guess. I know, Taramati might have been a singer, or Taramati might have been a performer, that the patron would go and visit her and go and see her perform or sing. And I think that is also tribute to Taramati as a person or a courtesan, basically. And it's a beautiful monument. And at night, it lights up as well. It's a different thing altogether. And if you are going from Golconda towards this place, if you are going to the ring road sort of it's on the sides. It's something that you have to visit. But it's under Telangana tourism. So if some event or something that is happening, you can go and visit the place. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Lovely. Yeah. Oh. One thing I want to call out is that if you have the money, please go to Falaknuma Palace.
Money, it's very expensive.
It is because it's a Taj. It's you can't. I mean, if you have a lot of money, go and stay there. But if you don't have a lot of money, but you have little money, but decent amount, go to the Taj Falaknuma Palace. It is a proper palace. Even if you're going just for an evening tea, when you go there, you park your car at the main gate. Okay, this gate is all the way outside. I have been there because I used to work in Hyderabad and we had to take a partner visit and all of that. So we just went along with them. So when you park your car outside from the main gate, they will take you in their own vehicle to the palace. So you are in one of those vintage kind of vehicles. Okay, you go inside and you're just going for chai or something. Okay, you go inside. They will take you on a small tour of Falaknuma Palace. The person will explain, some stories to you. Someone visited, that person visited, that queen visited, this king visited, and all that. Those kind of stories. It's nice to hear. You can request them and look for their guest book. Their guest book has signatures from the who's who of the world. And it's very nice to see like 2 sentences and a signature. You'll get transported like to eras back. And then you can sit and have a chai in one of those beautiful cutlery. We are going back to cutlery, Anand.
Cutlery.
and if you are getting a chance to sit in the gallery side, you can actually have a lovely view of outside and it's all of that. Have the cheapest thing, but if you have the money, Taj Falaknuma is a beautiful way because it's a palace that has been renovated completely by the Taj Group. So they have done a very good job of both keeping the heritage feels, but still giving you all the modern amenities and all of that. बहुत अच्छा है. And it's a little outskirts. It's very nice. Paisa chahiye.
Paisa chahiye. Thank you. Yeah, actually, paisa chahiye. That is
Paisa
the.
chahiye. But agar hai, so if you can, then try and go slightly in the early evening so you can see a sunset, and then you can see the city lit up once it gets dark. It's very nice to do that. But the thing with Taj Falaknama is it's sort of outskirts of the city kind, so it's difficult to combine it with something else that's nearby. So one of the lighter days that you are there in Hyderabad, us then choose something else in the city and Falaknama in the evening, because it's tough to combine it with any other Aju Baju wala experience. That's my one tip on the Taj Falaknama Palace in Hyderabad. It's very beautiful.
True.
Yes.
True that. And if you want to cut down on the travel, at least if you want to save on the travel bit, buses are your friends. But
Metros are well connected?
Metros are also not well connected. That's one issue. Like metros are connected between two ends of the city. Like LB Nagar and Miapur is well connected, and Nagol and High Tech City is well connected. But the problem is, if you are going to other parts, say Masaptang, Medipatnam, and other parts of the city, metro is a bit of an issue. Even though they are planning for an airport express line that covers a lot of things, that is a proposal that will become a reality hopefully by 2026 or 7.
Okay.
But buses are your friends. That's what I'll tell, because bus is something, there is a day wise tariff and all. If you actually pay around 190 or something, bus will and you carry that ticket, you can go anywhere in Hyderabad with that ticket. So buses are your friends. And it's not a city which is very much traffic heavy like Mumbai or Bangalore.
And to add, the roads of Hyderabad are makhan. They are, the infrastructure across Hyderabad is amazing. Like you can zip, of course, please don't zip, but you can. The roads are that good. So the Formula One, not Formula One, I think Formula E or something, Grand Prix actually happened in Hyderabad around the Tank Bund lakeside, right? So the roads are that good. Okay, the roads are that good. Yeah. Again, Hyderabad roads are very good.
Mentioning about Tank Bund lakeside is a happening place that you are in Hyderabad, you should check out, because Tank Bund lakeside gives you a glimpse of Hyderabad, Telangana's, not even Telangana, Andhra's poetic history, because you have hundreds of people who actually made a difference towards Andhra and Telangana's history. Their statuettes are there, and you actually there is a walkway. There was one time where Sundays are for the roads are blocked so that you can walking street. It was beautiful. The new assembly is nearby. The Ambedkar statue is nearby, and there is this one point where you can watch the Buddha and the Ambedkar. It's a surreal experience, actually. Tank Bund is something you have to experience by walking as well as by going on a board till the Buddha statue as well. But preferably by walking and by driving, because it gives a different experience. A lot of views, you see people.
And then once you finish your walk, there are a lot of eateries there. So you can go and just have a nice dinner or maybe even a good coffee. So Tank Bund area is actually the Hussain Sagar Lake. It's the very, very, very famous Hussain Sagar Lake. And the Buddha there is the largest monolith Buddha in the world, I think. So when they were installing this Buddha for the first time, the Buddha slipped and fell at that point. It took them 2 years to actually reinstall the Buddha back to its current form. 2 years for them to do that, because it is the largest monolith Buddha. And just imagine how big the lake is. The Buddha fell and the lake was chill. It's a big lake. So it's called the Tank. It's locally called the Tank Bund area. But the lake is the Hussain Sagar Lake. So Hyderabad has many lakes.
Right now, it's even Hyderabad government is actually tying up with a lot of realtors as a CSR project to reinvigorate a lot of lakes. It's more like a lake project. Masap Cheru is coming, and a lot of new lake projects with beautified gardens and everything is happening. So it's a very encouraging sign that the reinvigorating lakes bit is a good exercise that is being done by the government. So you have Gandi Maisamma, you have Gandipet Lake, you have
Osman Sagar Lake.
Osman Sagar, Hussain Sagar.
Yes, this is converting to becoming a lake city.
Yes, there are a lot of lakes.
Oh, and also, before we forget, you have this super touristy but a fun place, Ramoji Film City.
True.
But you need an entire day because there is
Entire
a lot that you need to see, a lot
True.
of beautiful sets, very nicely kept.
Yeah.
So that is one thing.
And sound and light show and everything you witness. And the whole path that leads to Ramoji Film City is also a beautiful thing altogether, because you have, again, it's an interesting area because two big conglomerates were having control over that area. There is this Ramoji Film City, then there is this industrial area by this person called Sangi Industrial Area, and there is this beautiful temple as well, temple called Sangi Temple. A lot of people go to Sangi Temple because view from atop is beautiful. So for that they go, and nearby there is this Sangi farms are there. So that place, if you go, try to visit the offbeat Sangi farms if possible. You will get to meet a lot of peacocks and a lot of birds. Yes. Yeah. And this is my personal suggestion. If you are in the vicinity of Ramoji Film City, just go to the Koheda Temple. It's very much nearby. And for some sunset music, Koheda Temple is the place to go. There is a Hanuman Temple. So go at the time 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Sunsetish. Oh, it's near Ramoji. Nice. So we can combine it along with Ramoji, but just get out of Ramoji, pre-sunset, and run to this temple. Talking about sunset views, I've heard that the Maula Ali Hill also is supposed to be beautiful for great views, but still very silent, not very crowded and things like that, right?
Maula Ali Hill, and Maula Ali Hill is a beautiful experience altogether. Again, sunset points.
Sunset points, yes.
Maula Ali Hill is nearby Secunderabad. Maula Ali Hill also has a lot of history associated with it. And the Maula Ali Kaman has a lot of history associated with it. There are Qawwali sessions that happen during the Urs, but again, that is not a regular phenomenon. Okay. But the hillock is where you go and sit, and it is the highest point of Hyderabad.
Okay.
Like before that, there was this place called Gunrock Hills, but it is being closed down by the Indian government. Now it's people are not no longer going to Gunrock, but
Gunrock
Hills. Yeah.
It's very rocking name, like Gunrock, like
Gunrock Hills.
Yeah.
But Maula Ali is a place to go, and it's a beautiful dargah as well. Visit the dargah and come back, sit there. Watch the lights, watch how the night changes, basically. The
dargah there is supposed to be a very powerful dargah, is what they say.
True,
right?
True.
But Hyderabad has a few set of temples / dargahs. Places of worship which are supposed to be very powerful. Have you heard of this very unique one? It's this one called the Chilkur Balaji Temple. Chilkur Balaji, exactly. So it's actually known as the Visa Balaji Temple. तुमको वीजा चाहिए, वो भी यूएस वीजा चाहिए, तो वहां पे जाके मांगोगे तुमको मिल जाएगा. It is very, very, very famous. Actually, the name is Chilkur Balaji, but it's called Visa Balaji Temple.
At one point, people were even trying to have a Visa logo in front of the temple as well. So that is Chilkur Balaji Temple is very famous. Even my friends who are actually aspiring for US are like, आज जाना है दर्शन करने के लिए. I'm like, okay. I personally was like, okay, but
it's really popular, the Chilkur Balaji Temple.
They also went to US.
See, मिल गया. I'm telling you, ये बहुत common है वहाँ पे. It's very common that तुमको visa मिलना है, you go to Chilkur Balaji Temple, फिर तुमको मिल जाएगा. and then you give all the credit to Chilkur Balaji and not to the consulate
Not
who
to-
has actually seen all the documents and given you the visa. So most powerful temple ho jata hai. Yeah.
True.
Have you experienced the Numaish shopping
Yes.
exhibition?
Yes. Yeah. Numaish is the festival of shopping, colors, and food. Okay. You can't dissociate Hyderabad from food. So Numaish is this annual thing that is in Hyderabad that you have to go. It's part of your bucket list. You have to go. Be part of the rides, be part of the shopping. You can get any oh my goodness, the number of shops that are there in Mumbai is, I don't know. Like you can
Is it
get
like a
anything
festival?
It's an exhibition.
exhibition.
Oh,
2 months almost, 2 to 2.5 months almost. But that is something from almost it's
Jan and Feb usually, right?
Jan Feb, yeah.
Yeah.
But if you are there during that time, go and hope on, then it's a different experience.
And it's
Because-
very interesting that very often exhibitions don't have great quality
True,
material. The
true,
material that you get in Numaish, I've been to Numaish, it's really nice. Again,
true.
going back to Anand's world number one popular thing, crockery. You get crockery, you get everything. मतलब तुमको Iranian influence मिलेगा, Persian influence
Right.
मिलेगा, Turkish influence मिलेगा. कहाँ से ये सब होता है? But the
Right.
stalls are set up by folks from there, and the Turkish carpets, and it's really nice. Even clothes, like you get really, really good quality salwar kameezes and saris and everything. Bed sheets, curtains, and decently unique kind of collection.
Yeah.
Well priced.
Yeah,
It
well
can be
priced.
expensive also. Of course, if you're getting a carpet, a Turkish carpet, you can't say that it'll be 500 rupees.
True.
But they will still be well priced compared to its, counterparts in the mall and things like that. So Numaish is something that if like we have those Instagram reels, right? If you're a Hyderabadi, how would you know? Like, Numaish is one such thing. Tum Numaish gaye ho, matlab tum Hyderabadi.
True. It is that, it is that window where Hyderabadis would actually, their shopping calendars are set. They know. Numaish aa jayega, main yahan pe jaake kharidega. Bhai, that is the scene there. So, if you are not, even if you are not a shopping enthusiast, you just go there. You be part of that whole rides. It's
festive, very
It's
festive.
True.
Yeah,
true,
very
true.
festive.
Happens in Nampally as well. So Nampally, being the railway station, main Hyderabad railway station, it's a gateway to old Hyderabad. So the Numaish exhibition being in Nampally exhibition grounds, you can't expect a better place to conduct it. So
Feels milega, feels.
true. And one restaurant I wanted to add nearby Nampally, this place called Peshawar. Okay. Peshawar, and if you are going to Peshawar, have this thing called mutton nalli bora.
Okay.
That is I don't
Another
know.
thing altogether.
So that was an experience. We were like, it was mad. Me and my friend, we were there literally, and to the point that the waiter साहब came and like उन्होंने बोला है कि I have something special, so try this sweet. He was like, क्या हुआ इन लोगों को? And basically
बेचारे सोमालिया से आए हैं, बहुत दिन बाद खाना मिल रहा है इनको.
that was magical, to be honest. We three people was hogging.
Oh, wow.
so how much time should I have in mind, like, when I'm planning a tour of the Numaish?
So ideally, if you're there in the season of Numaish, which is the January-February season in Hyderabad, I would suggest that you keep almost an entire day to explore Numaish exhibition. It's a really large ground, so it'll take you a lot of time to walk around, see, have fun, eat, play the games, do a lot of shopping, just explore the place and all of it.
Yeah.
So keep an entire day for Numaish. And of course, because, we have to take all the suggestions that Anand has given us. You must go to Peshawar, which is in Lakdi Ka Pul, which is very, very close to Nampally. So you can do both of this on one day.
Yeah.
Anand, there's something I want to ask you. We've explored a lot of old Hyderabad, a lot of biryani places, and traditional food kind of places.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to enjoy the nightlife of Hyderabad, go for a nice dinner, maybe a drink, maybe a club, something like that. And I know Hyderabad is such an amalgamation of old and new, that there are the pub scene in Hyderabad is supposed to be legendary now. And it's been a long time since I've actually gone to Hyderabad to experience that. Are there a few of your favorites that you would like to recommend?
Amnesia. Amnesia is a different.
What a name.
So it's basically like that only. You get it there and you're lost. That's it.
Wow.
So Amnesia is one place I would suggest. Then I like to suggest quite a few places where there are a lot of gigs also happening side by side as well. There is this one place nearby Jubilee Hills, Moonshine Project. Specifically Moonshine Project, because Moonshine Project hosts a lot of really like independent artists. When a lot of like indie bands came up, like Yellow Diary, F16s and all. So
I love all of them.
So they used to come very regularly to Moonshine and just perform. So
wow. Okay, good. We should check out what's running there, and we should go and check out this place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now Moonshine has got a new thing called Extension. Very, very good sounding and all this thing. It's basically dedicated for gigs.
Oh, very interesting, man.
Yeah.
So Jubilee Hills, may throw one stone, a legendary pub will be there, right? It's a most happening place.
That's true. But there are specific pubs that actually have in regularity good artists coming and performing gigs and all.
Like stand-ups or music and all of that.
Music,
right?
yeah.
Lovely,
So
very nice.
Even places like 10 Downing Street and all.
I love 10D. That was like 10 years back I've been. 10D is really good.
10D is still one of the good places to be at. And Lal Street, Amnesia, and
so I have been to one called the 040, which is a microbrewery.
040, yeah.
Also 040
is good because 040 hosts good pub quizzes. And like they have this Thursday night trivia and all those things. So
nice.
And one place, not a pub in specific, I would suggest a vegan cafe. This is I know from a meat eater, this is a very interesting suggestion.
I'm proud of you, Anand.
But I like the whole vibe of this cafe called Terracin. A Terracin cafe is something if you would like to experience. The ambience is it's beautiful. The food is also great. And mostly I like the playlist of this cafe.
Lovely.
Their playlists are some sort of legendary, to the fact that it actually inspired me to create a mirror of a playlist on its own. So be there, work, have food, and listen to like the sort of music that you have never heard before. It's international. It's Indian artists, a lot of Bengali, a lot of Telugu, a lot of Malayalam. I don't know, in Hyderabad, you can just listen to some Rabindra Sangeet once and then you shift back to Fatoumata Diawara. You would be some Ethiopian, one African jazz and all.
Wow, man.
Yeah, it's a beautiful cafe, and mostly for the ambience and the playlist and the food.
Very nice. Excellent suggestion.
And yeah, I forgot the DLF experience. If you are DLF is something, if you are craving for food in Hyderabad region, go there. You will find everything from Varalakshmi tiffins, serving hot karam dosas, to good momos, to everything basically. And you go to the Tamil Nadu Tiffin Center and have a good pal parota. Finish it with the pal parota and you are good to go.
It's like a food court kinds?
It's a food street
Food
properly.
street.
Yeah, you can get everything and anything. Fruit juices, momos, everything. And my personal pick would be the pal parota and the Varalakshmi tiffins. Amazing.
What
The
happens
thing-
in pal parota though? For my
Pal-
information.
Okay, pal parota is one thing. Parota, the Madurai sort of parota, because they are from Madurai, Tirunelveli, I guess. So in that parota, in maida-based dish, they actually have some sort of milk and milkmaid and everything, but it kind of blows your mind. I don't know, like it's something else. You
Like
have to
sweet?
go and sweet. It's sweet.
Oh, nice.
Pal is milk
Yeah,
Oh.
in Tamil. Pal is
Yeah.
Tamil words, it's milk.
milk. Yeah, yeah. So
It's
DLF.
located in Hyderabad.
It's in DLF.
in-
This place called DLF. Like DLF is pretty much
Very popular
famous,
there.
very popular.
Okay.
So, but be it DLF, and there are quite a few food streets as well. At night, go there, have every sort of cuisine that you can. Whatever possible.
Amazing, man. You love food, man. You really do love food, right?
So
Are you a foodie?
I am.
You are a foodie.
Massive foodie, basically.
Okay. So if I have a couple of days where I want to explore areas around Hyderabad, like a day trip or a weekend trip and all that.
Yeah, Yadagiri Gutta and Bongir and all is a day trip.
Right? Yeah. Yadagiri Gutta group of temples is now even, one step better because they are renovating the whole thing and they are
Yeah.
sprucing it up and trying to make it like the Telangana's Tirupati kinds, if I could say that.
Yeah. It's around 2 hours from Hyderabad. Yadagiri Gutta, even Bongir Fort. Bongir Fort is a beautiful fort that you have to visit, because Bongir Fort was being used as the prison. All the Mughal prisoners were there in Bongir Fort at one point. So, and there are a lot of Telugu movies that have been shot in Bongir Fort as well. It's a very beautiful landscape. There are rock climbing school in nearby with respect
like you have
to
these huge boulders and all that in Bongir.
yeah, it's a huge
Oh.
boulder. So Bongir is one day trip that you can. It's a short day trip you can take from Hyderabad.
Is there any other that you would recommend?
I would suggest, like, if you are very much interested in nature, Anandagiri Hills would be one. For people who are coming from hills, would be an underwhelming experience, but it is a short retreat of sorts. Anandagiri Hills is, somebody who wants to have a break from the city life, they can go to Anandagiri Hills. Second would be Mallala Tirtham. Mallala Tirtham is a waterfall that is around 100 to 150 kilometers nearby. Then comes Warangal, the most legendary Warangal, that is the satellite city. And,
Absolutely.
And the history of Hyderabad directly connects to Warangal for umpteen reasons, because Kakatiya architecture, the best Kakatiya architecture in the whole Telangana region can be attributed to the Warangal district, because you have the UNESCO World Heritage Site in Ramappa Temple. And Ramappa Temple is one temple you have to just visit for the architectural marvels. And you have guides there, and they will talk about certain specific architectural, they'll talk about the bhavas with which certain artifacts are there, dancers, and how the dancer is being decorated in that whole sculptures and all.
What is bhava?
And
Like the emotions or something of it?
Yeah,
Okay.
emotion.
Right?
It's the emotion, bhava, basically.
Okay.
So that is, Ramappa is an architectural marvel. Very much Ramappa is a beautiful temple, basically. And even with Ramappa, there are a lot of ruins nearby as well that is being excavated. So Ramappa temple is around 45 kilometers from the main Warangal town.
Okay.
Warangal has Warangal Fort, which is being maintained by the Telangana State Archaeological Department and all. That's beautiful. They have a lot of Warangal Fort's remnants are there. Not in the perfect piece. It's more like a park. You can see the various sculptures in ruins properly gives you the Ozymandias feel, basically, because it's all the majestic monuments are there in ruins, and with time passing by, but
Yeah.
it's still there. It's a testament to that. And nearby the Warangal fort, there is this one place called Kush Mahal. Kush Mahal also has artifacts from all over the country, and it's more like a hall kind of a structure. If you are taking a photo, it will make you feel like you are in Hogwarts kind of a feel, basically.
Oh my
So
God.
it's a small hall, but with that feel. It feels like some outworldly stuff. So Kush Mahal is something that I would suggest to go and visit. It's a proper heritage trip, and and there is this thousand pillar temple. One cannot forget the thousand pillar temple, because
This is not Ramappa, this is a separate one.
this is a separate one. This is
Okay.
in the
Thousand
Warangal
pillar.
thousand pillar temple.
It's in the Warangal area only, right?
It's a Warangal area. It's
Tell us
basically
about it.
it is built by the Kakatiyas in 12th century. They have used a sandbox technique. The sandbox technique is what their architecture technique is called, and they have the intricate carvings. The pillars are very much detailed, to the fact that it's telling a lot of stories from the mythology. Oh, it's a different thing altogether.
Wow.
And again, we can see around 200 Telugu songs that is being shot in the Thousand Pillar Temple. It's a minimum number. It's that.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So it's quite a beautiful sight, because you're saying so
Sight.
many songs being shot there.
Yeah. It's a note to Kakatiya architecture and how it has withstood almost 9 centuries and being there. So that is one place I think you should go. Thousand Pillar Temple is a functional temple as well.
So,
People go there for praying and all, but for
not
history,
Ramappa.
Ramappa is not that functional. Ramappa is a UNESCO World Heritage
UNESCO
Site.
heritage. So it's maintained like that.
It's
Okay.
maintained like that. It has a park, and it is. But Ramappa is a sight to behold. I think Telangana's only. I think.
The others they have applied for the UNESCO status,
Yeah,
but they haven't
yeah.
yet gotten it. Kind. So
Yeah,
this one they've
yeah.
gotten it. Very nice. So experiencing all these things in Warangal should take a weekend trip kind of a thing.
Yeah, weekend trip properly.
trip,
On a safe side, 2 days.
2 days.
Because you can't just run from Warangal, have that bus trip and come back. It's a
Correct.
bit of an issue. And if possible, go to Laknavaram Lake. Laknavaram Lake is nearby. There are lakes nearby Ramappa temple, and if you can go on a walk from the temple arch to the temple, it's a different sight altogether. You will see Telangana's countryscapes. It's a beautiful sight, basically. So
Very nice.
then there are ruins nearby as well. When you go to the Ramappa Lake, there are certain monumental ruins of Ramappa, erstwhile Ramappa temple, that you can spot along the way. It's something
It's
you have to.
history lesson. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's very calm because you're going around all these lakes and all of that.
True.
So, काफी in one wala trip ho jayega. Lots of
Yeah.
things in one.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And then there is this one. There are 2-3 day trips I would like to mention. That would be Bidar. Going to Bidar. Bidar also is an extension of Hyderabad.
Bidar is in Karnataka, na? The Karnataka-Telangana border.
Yeah. So it's more like, there is the whole inspiration behind Charminar is there.
Oh, and what's the name of this monument?
Chobara, so Chobara is one among the inspirations of Charminar. And it's more like, situated in the middle of the Chaurasta, basically.
Middle of the Charasta, which is like the 4 roads that
four
are
roads.
on.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Bidar also has that Qutub Shahi heritage, beautiful monuments, has distinct structures as well. So there is this one mosque called Mahmud Gawan Madrasa that looks like some madrasa from Iran. Like it feels like you are transported to some other country.
Wow.
So
Are these like less crowded because lesser known?
Yeah, Bidar is very much less crowded. Their biryanis are also, the small shops that sell biryanis are also good. So, and you can go on an auto and come back. Don't let the auto person steal you. It's just a 40-50 rupee ride. That's it. From the Bidar town to the main tombs, basically.
Okay.
There are quite a few tombs, and there is this one dargah. That dargah is also magnificent in terms of that structure. So make sure that you go.
How far is Bidar from Hyderabad?
Bidar is also 2 hours, 2.5 hours. That's it. You get trains from Hyderabad to Bidar. Then 2-3 day trips would be like to go to Gulbarga. Gulbarga is also an extension of Hyderabad. Again, if you want to get the Dakkani history, Gulbarga is one place to go as well. So, and sorry, I may have missed the Grand Canyon of
yes, Gandikota.
Yeah, Gandikota and Belam Caves. That is also nearby. That's also a 2-day trip. The district is called Jammalamadugu and all. That's
Gandikota is reachable from Bangalore as well. So we also planning to do the Gandikota.
Yeah. But like the place you get out is called Tadipatri. Tadipatri doesn't have a lot of eateries and all. So from Tadipatri, we actually take a bus from Tadipatri to this place called Jammalamadugu. That is where you actually take that trip to Gandikota. Gandikota, you can either tent there, have a dip at the Gandikota lake, see the ravines, see the canyons. There is a fort that is associated with Kakatiyas and all the other kingdom that came also. And there is a Charminar as well, interestingly. Yeah. So
wow, my God, these guys have forts everywhere.
Yeah. So these
places are sounding so musical. What is the name you said after Tadipatri?
Jammalamadugu.
Jammalamadugu. It's like, what a beautiful name.
Yeah. It's a good, if you are going on a road trip as well, it's a very good place to go for a road trip. So these
we can keep like one dabba of biryani in the boot also, right? Veg biryani, okay, guys. Just telling you,
Oh no.
Oh no, bol diya Anand ne mujhe yaar. Okay, I'm going to ask you one last question that is in my head. What would be the top 5 desserts that you have had in Hyderabad?
Dessert?
Sweet dishes.
Okay.
Good question.
Good question, actually.
So, I already have my list in my mind.
Yeah. Starting with, I'll have a Sitafal ice cream from the famous ice creams in Mozam Jahi market.
Yeah.
Sitafal ice cream, and second favorite would be the muskmelon ice cream. So these two things. Mozam Jahi market is a monument. Is a beautiful monument with and that is very much well lit with lights when you are going on an evening. But it's very much famous for its ice cream shops, handmade. Very much handmade ice cream shops. So if you are there, try the Sitafal, try any sort of flavor. And in that locale, with a lot of people around, you will actually find, it's a different thing altogether. And if possible, after eating your ice cream, go inside the Mozam Jahi market as well. You will feel the crowds hustle and bustle when you are in the other side of the Mozam Jahi. But when you are inside, you will feel the total calmness. Nobody is there. It's a different lighting. Yeah. So
that's unique.
There was this one time where people used, like, it was allowed to go up the Mozam Jahi market as well. It has a clock and all. It's a magnificent monument as well. But right now, I think the stairs are all locked because of some reason. But if it's possible, After having ice cream, go inside, have a
Okay.
seat. And it's a market inside as well. It will go until 2, 3. There was this one time where we used to go, when I was living in Abbots, we used to go at 2 o'clock in the night and just just sit there watching a lot of city unfold and how people have a lot of conversations. It
I
was
love
really
it. So Hyderabad is a late night city, right? Everything you're seeing is
Yeah.
till 2 o'clock. Either some of them close at 2 o'clock, the others open at 2 o'clock.
Yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
"Kya ho
It's
yeah, like old Hyderabad, like Cyberabad has a different definition of an late night, but old Hyderabad, you will again a lot of places for the sake of closing down closes down, but it doesn't close down. That's a different thing. There, it has a separate entrance where you can enter and have
whoa.
food
kya baat hai, wow."
with
Like
Savera.
कोने से अंदर जाने का type.
Why?
Yeah.
There was this chai place. We used to have gava and everything. It's nearby Malapalli.
Amazing, man. So I
Yeah.
have not experienced such late night old city things because again I used to stay in Cyberabad and it was very different altogether.
Yeah.
Lovely. Okay, so
Alright.
you've said Sitafal ice cream and
Muskmelon
and-
ice
muskmelon ice
cream.
cream from the famous. It's called
The
famous ice cream.
You have 3 people. I think, but it's collectively called the famous ice cream.
Famous ice cream. ठीक है, famous
Yeah.
ice cream.
Uh,
Okay.
So, and second would be kunafa.
Kunafas.
Kunafas from either like the Chandrayan Gutta Mandi places or Mandi at 36. Kunafas I like. Again,
What it is
Kunafa is a Turkish dessert.
yeah.
oh.
Kunafa is a Turkish. It's not Hyderabadi per se, but it's like something that you can have in Hyderabad. Third would be Kubani Ka Bita. Kubani Ka Bita, we can't end with double Ka
Yes.
Bita or Kubani Ka Bita.
Yes.
Yeah.
One
So-
more in my list that is left that you haven't told, and my list will be done.
Okay. So, Kubani Ka Bita you can get from Shadab, you can get from Pista House also. Good Kubani Ka and double Ka Meeta you'll get. And fifth is an interesting. I think I would go with Shadud Malai because for me Shadud Malai comes next.
Okay. Yeah.
What
you
is
had
your
mentioned
list?
that.
I
My
would-
list is Shahi Tukda.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I missed it. Yes.
It was not a quiz question though.
But yeah, true. Like, as Revati suggests, Shahi Tukda is part of that Hyderabadi experience. And you can't miss it, first of all. And that's why it's a quiz question because it should be part of the D list. So
Too good,
yeah.
man. Too good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and like
Yes.
the food tour is like so epic. I'm like,
It's
if I
epic.
go more than anything else, I'd like to now just explore food. And you like every nooks and corner, पीछे वाली दूसरा दरवाजा होगा, उधर से भी घुस सकते हैं and whatnot. Like जाके ढूंढना पड़ेगा. आनंद ने बोला था कि दूसरा
Yeah.
दरवाजा होता है.
आनंद ने बोला तो
Entry
दरवाजा किधर है
मिलेगी.
भैया दरवाजा.
I hope someday, I can be the guide for you people to.
I would just love that.
Yeah,
I would just
yeah.
love that.
Yeah,
We might
For
just come off.
for sure.
Thanks for giving us so much time.
You've been very patient. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, you must have learned the patience from Shada biryani.
True that.
I'm doing a call back.
Yeah. It was a good callback. I've had pleasure of having this conversation with you, Revati, and Godly. It's been an interesting one, basically. I didn't realize that it's been almost 3 hours. It's the city that actually makes me talk like this.
Genuinely, it's been a lot of fun. You have put in a lot of effort, Anand, to remember all the places.
Loved it, like the way you have put history, the walk, the location, and everything. Visually, even though I've never been to Hyderabad, I can visually easily understand. Okay, this is how I should go and how I should just, where I should eat and all of that.
Yeah.
And of course, it's very clear that you love the city.
Because every detail, every single thing that you talk about, you say that's a different experience altogether. It's a different experience altogether. So I've not heard about a single place which is not a different experience altogether. Okay, like
Superlative.
experience.
Yeah. Sure. It's been a pleasure. Actually, I didn't, when I actually left from Hyderabad, I was like, I would put up a post on Instagram on how I love this city and how I someday I would return back to the city. But I didn't do that somewhere. And I think this podcast is somewhere kind of a beautiful tribute to that. And this happened even though like 7 months after I left the city. But this is what I am pouring my love for the city in this podcast.
Very sweet. It was crazy, awesome fun, Anand. I mean, I always have fun talking about travel. I mean, both Godly and me, we enjoy the travel podcast. We enjoy talking to people because one, they love talking about their destination. That is because they choose a favorite destination, right? So they also love talking about it and listening to travel. हम लोग भी travel high हो जाते हैं.
Like it was genuinely fun talking to Revati. Godly, thank you for giving me this opportunity as well, because
Lucky
this,
us that you agreed.
Yes. Chalo फिर. Thank you
Have a
and
great weekend.
thanks, Anand. See you.
see you.
Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.